unloading the car. No, you're not. No, you're not.
We literally tell my sister different start times for events.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, she is the world's worst.
We always
I mean,
tell
I'm
my
just
sister
late,
30
period.
minutes before.
Huh?
We always tell Lindsay 30 minutes
30 minutes.
before. Yeah.
So her and Kimberly are on the same page?
I can remember crying my ears eyes
Yeah,
out.
batteries. Here's a battery.
Be leaving for church.
Well, I've got some.
And my sister was
A battery.
Battery.
Because I hated coming in late.
This
It
is
was so
streaming, I
embarrassing.
just-
I just bawled my eyes out.
I'm having trouble.
I remember like it was yesterday.
Yes.
Just leave her.
Get-
It's got it.
Okay.
There we go.
We did a few times.
You're right.
We'll just do a little. All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's study session of the City Council, Thursday, December the 18th, 2025, at 6:09 p.m. We won't do a roll call, so we have one item on the agenda tonight. It's a 2026 budget study session for police, animal services, and planning departments. I think it's mutually agreed that planning can go first, because it should be short and sweet, and Sonny needs to get home to an ailing, or a recovering wife. I do want to make a real quick announcement, just so people know, and if you haven't heard, Gary Hayes, AKA Boogeyman, has passed away. Very not good. I mean, he was been sick, I think, but Sonny was told today he fell and broke his neck, and they couldn't do anything about it. So he was an interesting fellow to talk to, for sure. Pretty cool.
I'd agree to that.
Huh?
I'd agree to that.
Yeah. All right, so Mr. Bell, you're up, sir.
Good evening, gentlemen. In front of you, you've got the planning commission budget, I'm presenting to you, asking for your approval.
Is your mic on? Just give it a test. Yep, you're good.
Okay. The mayor and Tom and I sat down, we went through the budget, and I feel like we've got a good, solid budget there. If you have any questions on this, please throw them out. This budget, I would bring to your attention, includes the position for a code enforcement officer. And it is a solid budget throughout. We have cut expenses. You can see the 2025 budget as opposed to the proposed 26. And when you get over to the expenses, you can see the cuts that we have made. I'd like to present this to you for your approval.
I'm gonna mention before we get too far into looking at the revenue side, the city council and the planning commission have approved, and there's an increase in the rates going forward, starting January 1. In the initial review and initial preparation of the budget, those revenues generated from the new rates were not included into this budget. They are now. I had Hunter go back and produce a list of the projected, what he is looking at, those rates to be bringing in. As far as 5 additional ones, they're the ones that stay new. As you'll see on the budget off to the left, instead of an account number, those are the ones that I'll have to establish brand new revenue accounts, so that he can track those revenue streams. So there was a significant change in the revenues based on what other cities were doing. And today I had him come back and give me projections on those, ran by Sunday today, just before this meeting. And again, the county sales tax is flat. Another thing that I want to point out is on page, it's capital. I'll find it, it's just, it's under professional fees,
Page 4, 63050. A drainage study,
yes.
move to city or general.
And that's, oh, yeah, there it is. Move to general, also money that would be used by the turnback, so it's possible that that won't be general. It is currently in the general budget. In talking with Hunter, he said that there was some discussion, and I think Jeff Turner said that he would gladly take that on his budget. That's something that hasn't been finalized, so Route 2 general is right now placeholder. It's gonna go either general or
So, I don't mean this either way, but it would go into the streets budget, but who would be overseeing the
drainage study.
Yeah.
Well, that would be up to whoever's owning it, I presume. I don't
I
know.
would presume that we would oversee it.
I would think so too. I mean, drainage has got a lot more to do with just streets,
Yeah.
so.
But it would benefit the street department, in their ongoing,
Yeah.
war against drainage.
War against drainage, that's right.
So I wanted you to see that. It's not in the 5,000 routine fees profession, just so you know.
Is the, there it is, special election.
On the revenue side, you know, since we're having these new fees down below, are they gonna be pulling from any of the
No, those are. new.
fees up at the top?
No, those are ones that he currently wasn't, that you weren't, just he added those new fees. Like when they do a plan, they submit a plan, that's a new fee that they're gonna start charging. That's why we're gonna establish the code
So-
for it. Currently, there wasn't a fee for them. They're also gonna do roof permits, re-inspection fees that they didn't have, driveway permit which they didn't have, and a change of use permit, which they didn't have. Those are new. But that's a good question.
Now, has we talked about all these new fees at some point in an open meet?
Yeah, I think he's brought them to us.
Well, I think you approved the actual new.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of just base it, like you said, on a area, the surrounding area, kind of put us up to par with them.
I was just, the roofing permit fees, I've got, obviously, everybody knows a million roofers, so I'm just, wanna know what to say when I start getting phone calls. I couldn't remember,
It was in our fee schedule
yeah.
document, so they go in effect January after the 30 days is passed.
Is this on new roofs or just re-roofs or any roofs?
Re-roofs, so the driveways and roofing permits are only applicable to, like, if you're redoing a driveway or if you're redoing a roof. Those fees are included in your new residential permits, new construction permits.
Okay. So I need to get my driveway repaired pretty quick,
Yeah, mine,
Might be a good one.
right?
I think it's great to just be charging for, plan review, I mean, I'm sure that takes a lot of your time and stuff.
Especially when they keep coming back and back, and when you find out that you're designing something for somebody that you should be paying for themselves, instead of using Hunter.
Didn't we used to go back and forth on who did the tiles under your driveway between the city and the owner, and what's the rule on that? That's literally where I'm at.
Yep.
There's an
Oh,
ordinance that governs that, and we allow both. So if you wanted to do it as a homeowner, as a contractor installation, it's a $25 permit fee. Or you can elect to have the city do that for you, and we come out and give you a quote for the price of materials. So it's cheaper on you to go that route because the labor is excluded from your price.
Do I get employee discount?
We won't charge you labor.
I'm sure it'll be FOI'd, so.
Don't we, the city, go out and even if he's doing it on his own, don't we go out and advise and make sure you're,
Yes.
so we're gonna give you some advice to tell you how to, basically how to do it.
Yeah, there's regulations and standards for installation.
Yeah, cause anytime it's anything to do with drainage, we need to be on top of it or under it.
I may do that then. Who do I call? That, Jeff?
Yep.
That's what I need to do whenever there's a school traffic. So
Nice.
a lot of traffic seeing me out there getting
Right.
city work done.
Yep.
Yeah, it really stir them up.
Working at the councilman's yard. every time the water guys show up at my house, I'm like, can you do this at night?
Right, no doubt.
Not to be hiding something.
The training on the front, you budgeted a lot, didn't spend a bunch, budgeted more this year. They're just, that was a new, I'm sorry, it's, 63,400.
Education and training.
I know it's needed, I'm just curious.
Raise it to 7,000, Sonny. You spent 3484.
I guess I could read over here what he's got. I didn't know if maybe picking up the, animal thing, it might have been extra.
There will be
Or the
training
code.
for the code enforcement.
Yeah.
Also, hunter's training continues on each year.
Yeah.
There were a couple of conferences that I did not attend this year that I would normally attend. Timing just didn't work out.
I know the code enforcement position's in here, and I agree. I mean, we probably do need that position. I just wanna be, us to be mindful. I mean, it's been in the news that Fort Smith had to cut 61 full-time employee position, not refill them, so, I mean, here.
Well, unfilled
Well,
position.
Yeah, unfilled, but their
Right.
current
Right.
positions.
Our thoughts on this, Ralph, is it also be a code enforcement and a backup to hunter to start learning the permit process, the inspection process, get them trained, for electrical and plumbing and building, so that they can step in behind hunter. And, so there would be a dual purpose in it, that code enforcement, like I said, in itself is a important function in the city.
Yeah.
You can see the illegal signage that's all around town and, other things that are going on, and also, it would help with, Charlotte on some of her A&P stuff that, she has trouble getting people to, pay their dues and business license and things like that, so be more involved in the, enforcement of our ordinances.
I understand that about kind of agree with Ralph. I mean, just this current year that we're looking at, just seeing how everything falls into place. So we may try to postpone it or more into the mid-year or.
Like I said, you can see that even with that in there, that we've come up with a positive bottom line.
Yeah, I mean, water sewer has asked for more into refills positions and now this position, and I mean, we hadn't even got to halfway through all the budgets yet, so I'm just a little worried by the time we've got 7 new positions that we're looking to fill, so, I mean, it may come to where.
This position would be filled immediately, it would be, you'd have to start the process
Yeah.
of finding somebody that is somewhat qualified and work through the process, so, I'm looking, possibly the second quarter, maybe, even.
Well, I know, see, even, but, our, like I said, I kind of referenced, earlier about the building permits, and we were, low this year, and I mean, I hope we do have a big uptick next year and stuff, but I know that again, we were about 18,000 low.
I will say on the permit projections, I'm sorry I missed that part of the conversation. I did, in coordination with Sonny and Tom, project those revenues based on a 5-year history to try to be as accurate as we could possibly be in those projections.
Well, I'm glad that you did these other things to keep us up, with the surrounding area as far as fees go and stuff, but I'm just thinking, but if nobody's coming into town to build, nobody's coming in town.
They are subjective numbers based on who's pulling permits.
I do like that you guys have, included the citywide drainage study, whether it goes to street or here. I definitely think that is something that needs to happen.
Agreed, that needs to happen.
questions?
This end of the table, gentlemen?
I agree with that drainage study. Long-term, I mean, you pay more money by not doing it and the trouble that it ends up causing by kicking that can down the road.
What's in the long run?
And I'm sorry for being late to the meeting. Can you go over the roofing permit fees?
Nope.
This will be the second time, Steve.
Would you mind going over
Roofing
the roofing
fees.
permit fees real quick?
Yes. What do you want to know? It's a new fee that we implemented out of the new fee schedule that was approved at the last council meeting, to be effective January 1. These are for reroofs only. So a roof permit is covered in a new construction permit, so this would only be applicable to re-roofs around the city.
And you estimate that as pretty solid on a,
So I called Alma today and asked how many permits they issue on average, and he couldn't give me a solid number, but he said they easily achieve 100 every year.
I would think that would be,
okay.
Yeah. So I just based it on what they said they could easily achieve, and if we go over that, that's great.
So we need a good hailstorm.
We don't charge them and we don't regulate it.
Well, the regulation is knowing who's here in town and,
it'll be a learning curve. It'll be like our fence ordinance. You know, the roofers will have to learn, that we do have a fee for it. And, Hunter ran into that with the fence ordinance, but it's smoothed out.
How do they renew their business privilege license? That'd be an ample time to tell them, hey, we got a new ordinance, check it out.
They can provide valid business license from any city, so that
We don't have that.
isn't always a great path to notify them of changes, but it's not a bad path.
Right, yeah.
Not
I
foolproof.
have been for the last 2 or 3 months, knowing this was coming down the pipeline, informing everybody. I get lots of phone calls asking if we charge permits for these particular items, and I've been letting them know that this is a pending fee. Come January, you should call back and check to see if this fee is implemented.
Now, and you said there's not, the fees being charged for what? I mean, what does it, is there,
Good question.
you said there's not anything that we do in terms of inspections?
Correct. For a re-roof,
So why are we charging a fee?
but there will be now. So
So
when the
there will
company
be a-
came in prior, they weren't issued a permit, they just went and completed the job. Now they will come in and get a permit, I will be aware of the job, they'll have to call and schedule an inspection with me. I will come out and validate the installation, and
Okay.
then they can proceed forward.
Okay.
That's the fee.
What's the fee for a pallet fence?
Pallet fence,
Yeah, a fence made out of wooden pallets.
can have it.
That's code enforcement.
Yeah, there's one in El Paso. I saw today. Quite the spectacle.
Pre-existing or new?
Boards aren't gray yet, so they ain't been there long.
Now, we have
Ooh,
one,
that's so strange.
Streetside
If she could talk.
and, another one out in, Eastgate for pallets. We had to do something about some time ago.
And to watch those things, or to keep up with those things,
Yeah.
it takes somebody driving around every day. I mean, because it will literally, you can drive down El Paso, and then you can check it off your list, and you're not gonna go there again for another 3 weeks because you're doing other things by the time you get back. I'm not picking on El Paso.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
That's something I wanted to open communication with the other employees of the city. They're out there all the time.
Tell us what they see.
They drive down those roads, and they, let them be aware that if you see somebody coming up with a pallet fence, let us know. If you see
Sheet
somebody
metal.
that's,
Yeah.
doing something, moving in a storage facility, because, they can drop those things off and leave in a heartbeat. If you see something, let us know. And, because you can't be everywhere at all times, but we've got employees out in the city all the time.
We regulate storage facilities still? I thought that got chopped from our,
Do,
Size,
the size.
still, right?
we still have to, maintain the setbacks and things like that.
not the way they look.
Right, yeah, gotcha. Well, I mean, until I get a better case, I'm the anti-cola guy for this season, so I'll just throw that hat in the ring, but we'll discuss that later, I guess.
That's your problem.
Right?
And no,
I just got a little nervous from last year.
and I don't know if Sonny said it or not, but there's no merit or incentives in this at all.
And that might sell the cola if all of them are that way. So far, they have been.
Kinda, except the other one. You weren't here for that
Right.
water sewer. You need to get updated on that. Anything else for Mr. Bell? Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Mr. Tom, have you got,
Hey, Sonny, real quick, do you have the code enforcement, do you have people in mind? We haven't opened up the,
No, I haven't done anything on it.
no, I'm not interested.
I was gonna say, are you,
Somebody named Gino or,
Oh, okay.
Gino?
Bilingual,
Thank
Gino.
Jesus. Thanks, sir.
you.
Oh, yeah, Rocco.
Thank you.
What's the pay, 40 G's or what?
Yeah, she's got 80 days before she can go to PT.
Vito?
Vito.
Vito, the code enforcement officer.
Leg breaker?
He comes with a pair of brass knuckles, steel tip boots, gold tooth,
Cold.
Cologne? Like a
Cologne.
heartbreaker?
high karate cologne.
Right.
Wait a minute, I still got some of that.
I talked about that last night. That came up
It's
last
in
night.
its original decanter.
I wasn't paying attention.
Right there.
It's pretty potent.
Sex Panther.
In fact, it's in an Elvis container. All right, chief.
Mayor, council, good evening. The first one in front of you is the Animal Services Department, and, really, we dropped 66,300 down from 40 to 35. Capital, or the computer IT expense, you'll see went from 1,500 to 49. We anticipate having to buy her a computer, it's very old. But other than that, that's really nothing just extreme, unless you see something on there that, you have any questions about.
Does she have one in the vehicle or at the office?
Yes, sir, she's got one in the vehicle.
Cool.
And she's got one
Right.
in the office, but, one in the vehicle is the one she can issue citations off of, and it's,
That's the one needs to upgrade, or both of them?
yes, sir.
Beautiful.
I will let you know, we didn't put it in here for this budget, but the truck she's driving currently is, over 10 years old, and it's got over 90,000 miles on it. We probably will have to look at replacing that, but I think it might be next year, or we might have some ideas on that, but, so stand by on that. Didn't put it on the budget for this year, but next year probably have to do something. Any questions on animal services? We anticipate, we hope to do a mobile pet registration next year. We hope to bring in a little bit of money, so hopefully we'll do better on this. I think she's doing a really good job. We're not keeping animals like we have in the past. We're really doing a good job of getting them adopted out and getting them to the, kennel and getting them, it costs a lot of money to store those dogs, so we try to get them adopted out as soon as we can. Alternative.
Where is that? Is that on here, the budgeted kennel?
66,300,
Okay,
Yeah.
Page-
35.
page 3.
35,000.
got it.
And that 29,000 number, just keep in mind, this is pretty current, it's 12/15, but we still got a little bit left for the year, so I mean, that's gonna go up just a little bit.
Right.
What's that?
What they've got budgeted, what's their actual
We
2025
still got
actual?
a few outstanding bills, so it'll go up just a little bit.
Oh, okay.
For this year.
It's
So
66.
it'll be close to 35, so we felt comfortable dropping that from 40 to 35, and hopefully save 5,000.
If you catch any pit bulls, there's a couple of spots in town, like behind Taco Bell, you could dump them off. Or whatever.
Yes, sir, I'm going to the next.
The vehicle that you just addressed, is that in here?
Yes, sir.
Where is that?
The 66,300. Last year we budgeted 40,000. Last year we budgeted 40,000. We're at roughly 30,000 this year. We still got a few outstanding bills that I'm sure will come in, but so we dropped it down from 40 to
66,300.
35,000 this year.
66,300. You find it? Page 3.
It's up on the screen too.
But it's not in the, I don't see it in the
He's
summary.
talking about the bid.
Oh, screen, look up.
We pay good money for this media.
This is the budget for this year, that's what
Right.
it's spent for this year so far, and that's the amount for next year. Line right there.
Are we still using the folks up
Okay,
at
I see,
Washburn
I see.
Mountain
I'm sorry.
to house, the folks up at Washburn Mountain still,
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Yes, Mountain Top Kennel.
yeah, good.
Well, I wouldn't even bring that, there has been talks about a municipal or, but
A regional kind of,
Very-
everybody,
Early talks. Yeah.
early talks, first few years out.
We'll get through consolidation first.
Yeah, is it with the radio tower and
dispatch people.
Whole nother thing.
Well, Chief, I just appreciate your, you know, looking at this, animal control with a fresh set of, you know, eyes and a positive attitude, you know, to handle it. You know, I think you've done a great job, and so is the animal control person.
It was all I could do to keep him from taking this. He wanted it so bad.
Yeah, right.
I'm really happy with the person that's doing it. She's doing a great job.
Yeah, she does.
The same lady,
I need to get her to wave, though. She won't wave.
is the same lady that's always done it?
No,
Oh, different.
no,
Not the Yellowstone girl?
nope, not Yellowstone girl.
Any other questions on the animal?
She
service?
moved on. Look good. I think
Yeah, help me out, where you at? All I see, animal services officer.
Well, just leave it, Mr. Marsh. I mean, he's Johnny on the spot. Take the code officer off of it. Enforce officer. Yeah.
Doesn't say it, I don't know what you're looking at.
Talking about Charlotte.
yours is, where's that at?
She's probably got an old. It ain't on, it
It's
ain't on
old.
there though.
You need an updated. All right, we don't, anybody else from animal service? Okay, we do not have, the rest of it, sir.
You don't have the next budget.
That's what I'm saying.
We don't have the police.
Thank you. Sorry, we don't have the next budget.
We don't have the police.
All right, Grinch,
Give
just
him a
get
chance.
it up here.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Grinch. Wouldn't touch you with a 39.5 foot pole. Tim, isn't that sweet?
Sweet. It was the cola comment.
I think so, yeah. You had me at cola, or you lost me at cola.
Don't get him choked.
Thank you.
Ooh, I like the drug buy money's the dash.
Them? Oh,
Jumps
yeah,
out real
for
quick.
sure.
He's got any question, there he goes right there.
Gets it answered.
5001,
Before we
they
fill it in.
call him Chicago PD, 5011,
Be nice if they
5001.
were all that way. It'd be nice if they were all that
Yeah,
way.
I know. That's what they should do. Instead of wait till the last minute and then shove it out here.
Without mentioning any names.
The only thing in there that changes is
Jeff, same way. I think they're cut from the same cloth. As my mama used to say.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Now, how in the holy show did he get his insurance to go down? I guess that's on his PD, right? On HQ,
Where we living?
64415.
Insurance building? That's the building.
Yeah. And yeah, how's that? Nothing's going down.
I don't know about that one. That's a good question.
I'm fixing to find out.
Yeah. Do what? Oh,
Maybe a cookie.
you got any
You had
coconut?
to ask, bro.
You got any coconut pie?
Oh,
All right, Mayor,
Yes, sir.
moving on to the, police budget. always a big ticket
I do
item,
have
you
that.
know.
Do you like turtles?
is,
Who does, who doesn't like turtles?
I could just go down the list, if that's what y'all
I've got
prefer.
so much candy from my wife, the mailman, you know, everybody.
Leave a couple and I'll put them in the box.
Still the same 500. We use that for anything as far as recruiting, any advertisement we need. The capital expenditures has dropped down to 119. They're not asking for as many cars this year. The capital improvement project I had highlighted, that's 67,600. And we have $6,500. What that is for our key card, our building access is on one server or on a standalone server. And we're just day by day whether that server goes out. So we're trying to move that onto our current existing, server. And that'll be putting new key cards. I don't know the name, the common access points where you use a cat card to get in, but that's what that is. And that's, we're doing that in-house with Daniel Mahan. He's doing that, you know, obviously he works for us, but just at cost.
Hey Brad, before you go further.
Yes, sir.
Up on revenue, the school resource officer is,
That's what this number says.
that's 48,620.
Yep.
How come that's going down? You're expecting you're gonna lose revenue?
Or is the school putting in more?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so the school, they approached me, they wanted to hire an additional person, and they asked if they could pay, 1.5, for 1.5 people. And they could hire on, and it gives us 7 bodies that's in the school versus the 6 that we have. I thought that was a fair deal.
Yeah.
They pay for 1.5, we pay for 1.5. They was paying for 2, and, you know, hopefully we can continue to build on that. But that's what that is.
Okay. Very good, thank you.
Thank you. Now, I gotta know right now,
Yes, sir.
64415, how in the world did you get your building insurance to go down?
Well, Mr. Tom does that.
I don't do that, that's coming from Osborne, that's their numbers.
Show me that number, sir.
64415.
If you would've told me that today, I wouldn't have believed you.
I don't believe it either right now.
Well, if you look at, okay, the percentage of increase didn't go up as much as we anticipated it from the budget. But if you look at what the amount came in
In the
this
middle
year,
there?
16,
Yeah.
so the 19 is what we're
Okay,
percentage increasing.
all right, I can live with that.
Actual to next year.
I got you. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I thought maybe you threw in some whole life. No, absolutely not. Nothing's going down. No,
There's my,
nothing. Our cars either. Except for gas.
Back up there to communications.
Communications kept at 3,600, or 36,000, and that's what we pay to the sheriff's office now. That's what we pay for the dispatch services that we receive now. Now, that's not gonna be the same. I mean, that's obviously not gonna be, this is probably the last year of that, and I don't know what that looks like moving forward.
You think it'll go up or down? It's gonna go up.
How about a lot up?
Well, here's the deal. Now, because we threw it around years ago about doing our own, and it was so expensive. Oh my God, yada yada. Well, we're fixing to get into some deal. It's gonna be so expensive.
Well, now you don't have that option. You don't really even do it on our own. We're gonna have to go to consolidation. It's just state law.
And somehow the consolidation is gonna be real expensive.
State law.
Lee's gonna find us some money.
Unbudget, unfunded.
The little cities is the one that's gonna hurt the worst. I said the little cities is the one that's gonna hurt the worst.
Yeah, I don't know, I don't know how we're gonna do it just yet.
I'll keep you updated as much as I can. I'm on that board, which if there's ever a board I didn't want to be on, it's that one. But I am, so, and I'm responsible to report back to Hackett, Hartford, Mansfield, Lavaca, Barling.
Do you go to their council meetings and report?
No. I'm done, but I'm not that.
I wanted to be there for that.
I'm not that done. So you know, in case you haven't, if you don't know, that thing was moving so fast, it was like a train out of control. And if you know, Fort Smith knew very little about some of the things, purchase of property, the building that we were gonna put this new center in, and that's all come to a screeching halt, literally. The radios, everything. So we're back to square one. We did vote just the other day, this week, to pass this 26 budget to get it going, and the numbers, and for some reason I was emailed numbers, and those numbers were scary, and it was $180,000. I don't know remember what it was. But, okay, so well over $100,000 for us each year. But that is not in 26 budget. I asked the question twice before I voted to move on, and along with a couple of other guys, that those numbers are not part of the 26 budget. So there will be no cost to the city of Greenwood in 26. No additional cost to what we're already doing, yeah.
Now,
27, all bets are off.
to try not to go too far off the beaten path, but that'll be something that fire will have to chip into as well, right?
Is that a expected figure in 27 that we'd be around or
That number
120?
that, Wes Milam, who's now the new director of that, said that those are numbers for you to chew on, quote unquote, for a while he wants us to get used to it, but as you just said, Huntington, for instance, if you say, and I'll use a number that's not real, if that's $5,000 to Huntington, it's not that they don't wanna pay it, they cannot pay it. In like I said in a meeting, Greenwood being larger than everybody else, with exception of course Fort Smith and yeah, could we pay it? Maybe, but it wouldn't kill us as it would some of these other towns. So everybody's kinda going, and I'm sorry, those projected numbers early were including a $5 million building, a $5 million radio system and tower, and all that. So the budget that will be, we all made it very clear too, as we were voting the other day, is that the budget
just a little
will be,
bit.
we've got to whittle. You can't expect Huntington or anybody to pay money they don't have. There's the numbers. So all that, yeah, so it's all on hold. Will there be expense? Will it be expensive? Yes, yes, and yes.
Chris, based on that number right there, Kristen came up with this, and I know that's not on this budget, this year's budget,
Right.
but this is something to think about. Split with the fire, with that 121,000, roughly 60,000 apiece for us and the fire. We're already paying 36, so it would go up, roughly 30,000. Where it would hurt us, really, is fire is gonna have to come up to 60. It's all coming from,
The city's gonna incur.
Right.
Now, who's,
For both departments.
just overall, who's spearheading this? Is this a new entity? Is this the county? Is this
oh man. Mr. Mayor, correct me when I'm wrong.
You're good.
This was law passed in 2019, and you sent it off to the county judge. The county judge at the time, I can't remember his name.
Oates?
Hudson.
Oh, Hudson, yeah.
What's the politically correct word?
Idiot?
Well, COVID hit, so we got postponed a few years.
I don't know the guy.
He said
And
politically
basically it was
Oh.
just kicked to the, the can was kicked down the road. So basically Fort Smith is taking it over. They got a board of directors, and it's gonna be the River Valley Communication Center, and kinda independent of any and all other agencies, because the smaller agencies was nervous that they wouldn't get the same 911 protections as Fort Smith would, since they belong to Fort Smith. So the ideal is they're gonna be a standalone agency with a committee and a board that oversees them. And it's gonna be River Valley Communications.
And there is more non-Fort Smith members, just not trying to make it political, but it is, on there than there are just Fort Smith. There's county and myself and anyway, so if it was lopsided, it's more county than it is city.
And there's been many questions asked, well, if we
And we'll
don't
let
pay
you-
for it, will we dial 911, are you still gonna answer the phone? And the answer is yes.
Well, you hold everybody hostage because you say, well, 911 service is gonna get cut off.
And that's not true.
Right. Cause that's what they kept saying to us, the county, when we didn't wanna pay dispatch, well, we're just gonna quit dispatching for y'all.
Yeah, that actually was, I can't remember who that was that said that in a meeting, and the first reaction was, if I may, was, well, it's a service, what do you do as a city when people can't pay for your service? And it was insinuated that there wouldn't be that service, and somebody goes, whoa, Sheriff Runyon said, and Baker both said, no, 911 service will always be available.
Right.
So,
And so when you talked about, so the agency that's formed, who is overseeing it? And why would it surprise the municipalities? That's what I keep getting at. It seems to be out there and have a life of its own.
Dr. Westmoreland has been, hired as the director. He is,
By who?
by the board, by the board,
by this committee that was
Mayor's on.
it's the board, I'm on.
this board.
Okay, and I understand that, but where does its authority come from? Is it,
We're a 911, we're this board, there is a, I do this, there's a 911 board up here. So that's who governs, that's who gives us the things that we have to follow, from what he said, how it all started.
Is that a state mandated board that was formed to go with this
The
law?
one I'm on?
Yeah, I
It's
guess.
coming from state emergency
Yeah,
management.
yeah. So, yes.
And it is state law that they all
Like
consolidate,
layer 7 of red tape.
every county.
Give or take, give or take.
In 10 years, this will be great.
Correct.
In 10 years, this will be.
Yeah.
good thing.
You're right.
There's some pains.
Started. Being ripped off at the very last moment, and there's not things, the things that should have been done for the last 7 or 8 years have not been done, and now all of a sudden we gotta get it
Trying to play
done.
catch up.
And
And
I can't remember too, I mean,
no planning.
the 911, a lot of times was based on landline, there was like a fees, from landline fees, but for some reason, like with cell phone fees, they weren't really picking up on it, were they?
We
There-
had a meeting with Dr. Johnson, and I can't speak for Dr. Johnson, but he said it's hard to change the 911 fees on that cell phone. That was a question too. And this is really gonna have to be funded, in my opinion, at the state level. They passed this law, and they did give them a grant, but they're gonna have to give us some more money. A lot of money. But, that's a fight for another day.
Thanks, Chief. Sorry about you. We'll get back on your budget.
But to
Maybe
answer,
not.
maybe a part of your question is, the board I'm on, I'm not bragging again, I just assume not, but it is what it is. The board I'm on will be the board that votes, and already did, and then unvoted, because we all went, we thought, when it was a reality that Fort Smith, directors didn't know they owned the barbecue building, and that's where we were gonna add on for this new, Ms. Gustavus, who I don't know that well, but I know her a little bit, she was like, what are you talking about? And so but we had voted, they hired an engineer and architect, it's MAHG, and there's a beautiful picture of a $5 million building to go add it on to, kinda like what we did with the PD building back in the day, and to make that the center. And it just kept rolling like a snowball. And then this Motorola plan came before us. And I'm kind of sitting there looking around and asking dumb questions. And they just got out of hand pretty quick. Luckily, finally, that Ms. Katsavis, and I give her a lot of credit, questioned it all. And because my mind was like, we have to do these things. We have to build this new building. Well, you don't. You don't have to build a new building, but you have to meet criteria, certain criteria. It's gotta be hardened, it's gotta be this, gotta be that. So that stirred up a lot of conversation of those that wanted the old armory to be this building. I have my opinion on that, where some people didn't want it, so they dismissed it, and other people did, so we're back to the drawing board on a lot of it, so. But we will be the ones with and I'll try to report to you as much as I can into the other cities. I meet once a month with, Judge Holtz and all those mayors to vent and talk about what we think is right, and they're all we can't afford it. I mean, that's exactly the message that was sent. We cannot afford it.
But what they're looking at too, as far as the building, is that, it's gotta be, tornado,
Hardened. It's gotta be
hardened and all that, yeah.
And the old armory is to a degree, but it's also being used for PD. It's just, so a temporary fix, and I didn't say that, if you might have, is all that's gonna be done at the PD in Fort Smith for now. And then in July something date, I think.
Is that
So-
Mazard and Zero, the armor you're talking about?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Mayor, the board is stakeholders in this,
Yeah.
and you're on it, and Ms. Gustavich is on
No,
it.
no, no. No, the board consists of, she's on the, she's just a.
She's a board.
Not
board
just, she's a
Right.
board
City
member.
director,
No,
yeah.
she's not on it, but she's the one that questioned it
Right.
in front of everybody to go, what's going on? So the board, and I won't be able to name everybody, maybe you can help me. Judge Holtz is on it. When Judge is not there, Mark Allen's his proxy. Hobie Runyon's on it, Sheriff Runyon, Chief Baker, there they are. Danny Baker, Darrell Fire Chief, Travis Cooper, of course, Jeff Dingham, Tim Hearn, Steve Holtz, myself, Phil Peavy House, Tom Sizemore, and Wes Miling is the director.
Not really any little towns on there, like,
No, I am there to
you're the
represent all
littlest.
of them.
Oh, you're representing Midland
That's correct.
and all these
That's
places
correct.
that we have no idea how they're gonna pay for
That's
it.
correct. And so when I go to the meetings with Judge Holtz, that's who's sitting with me. I'm just there as a mayor, but they also know that
You are the little town guy
I'm the little town guy.
that's gotta come up with impossible money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It just sounds like, I mean, if you've got a plan, you've gotta look at your sources of revenue first.
You'd think.
I mean, that seems like it's kind of,
Well, sorry.
I can't fathom you saying, okay, I'm gonna build a $5 million building and I'm gonna, get this new communication system in place and here's my plan, and not have any idea what the finances are of the people who will actually be paying for it. They need to be poked in the eye.
Well, that's what's happened.
I think so.
Shut down.
Everything stopped. The things that were voted in literally have been voted out.
But do you think that's actually gonna
The
be a
state
call
needs to help out.
that says, I'm
call
gonna
Sarah.
rethink how I do things now? Or do you-
This board, and I voted yes the other day to move forward with when I was guaranteed twice in that meeting that those numbers that Tom had up a while ago are not part of 26 budget for anybody, I was okay to move forward with consolidation. But we're trying to beat a time, like he said, they've been behind the 8 ball for years. And if you don't get it done, we've got an extension already. And if you don't get it done, you lose everything. You lose all your funding,
From who?
the federal government.
They got us,
It's a mess.
they got a federal grant and state grant.
Yeah, it'd be a mess. So, for you to make you feel better if it does at all, I don't feel tingly about any of it, but there was two of us, maybe three, that looked at Wes, and I like Wes. I think he's the right man for the job. He has the knowledge, and he's very intelligent, and he's got a plan, but he goes so fast. But we all, three of us went, the budget you're showing us, even though it's not a real budget, no way. The whole thing has to be whittled down where Mansfield can afford it, or Hackett, or Hartford,
Or Midland.
and Greenwood.
Yeah.
Or
I
Greenwood.
don't see us being in a big position to fork over $100,000 a year.
No, I don't either, but if push comes to shove, Greenwood, unfortunately, could get it somewhere, probably, where they absolutely cannot.
Right.
That would be a hardship for us, but
It's an
it's
impossibility.
an impossibility for us.
Percentage of payment should be based on how much.
Basically,
There's a ripple effect. There's a ripple effect.
It's on the cut,
They'll change
so the payments are based on the calls.
Department and I will have to.
so basically, we'll be taking care of them.
To be compatible.
No,
with
I'm sorry,
the-
population,
They have
not
touch
calls.
screens.
Calls is too
Their software is
crazy,
designed for their
Yeah.
computers. We
because they're overlapping.
computers, so
I'd say per capita, Hartford probably seems more.
Well, that was brought up. That was actually brought up.
It's not just
So
new
now we're being the
computers,
bigger
it's not
one.
just
We're gonna have to
new
help take
this,
care of
it's
that.
everything that
I was gonna
maintains
say
it
per
on
capita.
there.
Radios.
And that's gonna, you know, your ongoing maintenance,
Per
probably
capita,
30% of
places
the
like
cost of
Hartford,
it.
Huntington probably
So
send
you
more
have 30%
calls
of your budget after your
per
big capital
capita.
Yeah,
expenditure.
yeah,
to the 911 center
The-
than we do.
yeah.
Well, I'll be proud of it in 10 years.
It'll be great someday.
It's gonna be a really big headache for the next few years. And I'll take up for Dr. Milam just a little bit is, he really got tossed this in
Yeah.
the ninth inning to do something with it, and he's trying to get things accomplished, but they're just, like the mayor said, they're just so expensive, and where's this money coming from? And the grant is not gonna take care of all of it.
In a perfect world, everybody's got enough money to do what you wanna do. You could build a $5 million building. You got the best of everything. You got a $5 million Motorola contract with all the stuff. But you wouldn't believe the questions that came up or the realities. As you're sitting there, somebody says, I can't remember the road that property's on, but the old whole hog restaurant. Burrow Road. So, I think it was, the gentleman from Levica, I think the chief he goes, who in this room doesn't know that that's in a bowl? That's the worst place in the world for a tower.
Yeah.
And there was gonna be a new tower.
It must have been
He said, who decided that was a good idea?
Well,
So,
there's that car lot up on Rye Hill.
Well, before Burrow Road, Fort Smith bought the car lot on 71,
used to be Crane.
the old crane.
Yeah.
That was gonna do it.
Mhm.
And that was just kind of, no, that's not gonna work, so let's go over here. I'm just glad I was thinking I'm gonna have to
Well,
go
that wouldn't
through,
work.
sit and try to have a good time during the holidays, knowing that we're,
Somebody else's idea.
but it's all
whatever.
stopped, so that's good. Doesn't mean it's not gonna start back
We'll
up.
revisit. I wanna go to these meetings. Are these open to the public?
Yes, they are. 911 meetings are open to the public. It's a setting, something like this. I call it the RVC, or open, everybody. It's just like this, and you can be called if you raise your hand. You can talk. So, anyway.
Tar chief.
That's okay. The computers and the IT, we pretty much spend that, that's for all of our computers, we have, not just the computers of the cars, but the computers of the PD, and it's kind of pretty good. The, non-department capital equipment for the 61,425, that's for all of our ammunition and our training ammunition, and whatever needs we need for our weapons. We felt like we've been doing a great job of doing some in-house training, we felt like we could cut a little bit, we took that from 12 to 10. And we still got a lot of that, I can't remember how many hours we got, but over 1,800 hours of officer training. Election, special election, we dropped that from 20, I don't know if we ever need that again, but. that-
March seventh, you have an election for the passage of the tax.
So all of us back in.
Oh, yeah.
Understood.
Even if you don't benefit from it.
Shared your life.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
fuel on the vehicle, we're at, keep in mind, we're at 45.5 for this year. We budgeted 55, we keep that the same. Fuel is way down right now, so.
I'd still keep
Stay
it.
down, but you're kind of gambling on if anything ever happens, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were willing, if there was a cut somewhere, we might be able to cut a little bit there, but I would recommend not.
No.
Just in case we run into an emergency or,
Yes.
you know, a bad storm or whatever, and we're out of fuel for a while, you know, it's gonna shoot up. The 65,550, I had to have Mr. Collin help me with that, but that was the grant we received, and then the 98 is combined with that, the firehouse grant, so, that was 75,000 for the Axon cameras, and then that was roughly 25.
23,367 for the Smith UAV.
So that's what we use that money from, and that was the grant money. Insurance on the building, we already talked about, which I got it going up.
yeah, from what budget?
16 and 24 is what he was calling.
Health insurance, we don't have any control over, life insurance, the vehicle insurance. Janitorial services, that's what we spent last year, we kept it the same.
Hey, Chief, I was just looking through here, the police range expense. I know we went through an ordeal a few years back about taking that thing back over and changing all the locks on the shooting range. And I didn't know if you had any, written it out, FBI guys, whatever, do you make anything off of that?
No, and really it's just a wash on it, it's kinda like, we help you and you help us when you can.
I'm not saying we need to be making anything, I'm just wondering how, if you've got a good report, because there was some tension for a while.
There was, but we tried to fix that.
Okay.
We wanna help any way we can.
Absolutely.
It really just gets returned back to us, and we've got some people on the marshal's office. that,
Yeah,
You know, it's not enough money to really make a big difference. It all works out right.
okay.
We do have control of the range, it is our range, and we've been making vast improvements out there. I would love for y'all, if you ever wanna go out there, I'd love to take you, and I would love to show you our plan for the future. If the lake was ever dredged and made bigger, we'd love to have some of that dirt to make our berm 360 around us. But we've been doing really, a good job at the range.
I've been begging for that dredging for 20 years.
I got a quick question. Was that made known to the Water Wastewater Commission? Because because the dredging was a baby of, Chad Martin, and he has a lot of good information on it, but they kind of stopped immediately when they went, where are we gonna put this? I had never heard that before, no fault of yours, but, and I don't know how much material you would want, but I think they need to know, so they might get back on
Probably
that.
all he can get.
I'll probably have a talk with.
There's not enough.
Yeah, let him know, cause he was he knew a lot about it.
It was the cost of doing it that alarmed them. They didn't know that it would be that much money, so they were just like,
But it was also what to do with that material, right?
Right.
they didn't know. what-
Because some of the cost was to get rid of the material,
Yes.
not just the
The country
dredging.
club will take it.
Remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it's only to there,
We
I don't
just,
know.
we can get a conveyor belt, and just spit it out like a
Exactly,
wood chipper.
right.
I'll try to reach out to them tomorrow.
Okay.
And see if that's an option for us.
Okay.
I'd love to take y'all down there, obviously.
Hey Brad, with the land swap that we're doing with the Stewart family, is there gonna be any costs associated with us having to fix anything up to keep?
Not on our end, I talked to,
Hal or,
I love him to death,
Hal or Jim?
Mr. Jim.
Yeah.
I talked to his brother-in-law, and that won't affect us anyway, it actually helped because you're swapping. I was worried about us, cause our road went through that land, and it's actually just swapping, it gives us better access to that road. So, the road is kinda where we need help with, and the street department has done a great job of helping us when they can, when they're short-handed, or when they got time, not short-handed, but when they have time, going down there and making, cause it just runs off a lot, so we need to put some drainage in. But I'm happy with what we got done so far, I'd love to take that.
let me make a comment about something that came up at that meeting. My buddy Jim, who I love too, and I've thanked him several times for kind of throwing me under the bus with something I never knew anything about until he said it that night. And if you know Jim Cox, he's like, well, I didn't know.
Yeah.
So the tiles that were brought by and Jeff wasn't here to explain that night. So I find out the next morning when I go out there, the tiles that Jim were referring to, by the way, was on our land, not his.
Right.
But I get what he said. The tiles that were brought out there were brought for a purpose, not just to dump and be trash, but to be crushed ASAP to build the pad up further for burning. So they were there for a reason. So I go out there the next morning and I see them, sure enough, they're just like he said. So I called Jeff and he goes, well, yeah, we brought him there for this. I said, well then, let's do that. So, long story short, within 2 hours, Chad was out there with a backhoe as they were delivering limbs, and they're crushed. And you might find a remnant, a piece of tile, but that's what they were there for.
Cool.
So, Sorry. No, I've just got you, Miss,
Janitorial fees.
I think you're
Got that at the same
640.
K-9 expenses and legal expense, we haven't put this in there, in the past, but the $3,000 is that the municipal league has to answer, for example, somebody was in prison and they hand wrote out a lawsuit against one of our officers. Well, we have by law, we have 21 days, I think it's 21 or 22 days to respond to it, and it has to be the municipal league, and it's $3,000.
I thought we already paid them $3,000.
Well, we did,
We-
we did, but
We do.
we went ahead and put 3,000 in for this year, and just keep it there in case, because we had to come back and ask y'all for money to get the 3,000.
I mean, I thought the city in general just,
No, it's each individual department.
That's a
the three, this, yeah.
Is the 3,000 for each time they do it? So if they did it,
Understanding is, right.
so he does it one time, it costs $3,000 for the municipal league to respond.
How many of these have you had over the years?
I don't know of any, but we have two. We have one from last year, and, we haven't been served yet, but we might have one this year.
So if we have two this year, you'll have to come back and ask for a budget amendment.
Yeah.
But it's required that we deal with municipal league. We can't use our city attorney for it.
It depends what it is.
Depends on what it is, this one coming up, the city attorney's potentially gonna be named in, so he can't
Yeah.
enter his own.
Right.
this the traffic stop out there on 71 from years ago.
No.
So the $3,000 the city in general pays is just our membership,
It's a- like you
Dues.
said, It's a retainer.
Yeah.
And I
and
will
then the
tell you-
cops also have to have a dues.
If you don't buy into that defense program, which is the fee. for
Sure.
the annual defense program, then that 3,000 is not even afforded to you.
Oh, I got you.
You have to pay the dues, which is that defense fund. You can opt out of it, you don't have to do it, but that 3,000 would be a much greater number.
It'd be the best thing to put in there and keep it.
Right.
Could we opt out if our mayor's the president?
Can you? You can, I guess.
Would you
That
lose
doesn't-
your
That
position?
doesn't look great, but
So is this,
I'm only there
is
for a
the
year anyway.
3,000 budget in the event you have one, or is it a retainer?
No, the fee that we pay for the defense fund comes out of general. It's a-
Okay,
it's a
so the
fee.
retainer's out of general.
It's part of the A&O.
Okay.
He's just expecting and pretty much gonna get one. That's why he put it in here this year.
Yeah, and it was also recommended that
Mhm.
each department potentially, I mean, because we might have to pay, you know, also, we added another 1,000, because we might, you know, we're paying Travis now. If it's out of his normal scope,
Right.
so.
And I will vouch, the league itself will, and I've been in the room when this has happened, not for us, but I've been in the room when other cities have had issues, and the legal team at Municipal League will encourage that community to use their own city attorney. Sometimes city attorneys aren't equipped, not ours, but there are just some city attorneys that either have too many irons in the fire, or their private practice, but they want you to be able to do that and not have to
I even
have more.
asked, Travis, if we could recoup the $3,000 that we spent replying, we have to respond
Yeah.
within 21 days, or he's gonna win this federal lawsuit. And that's all it is, he's just got time in prison to sit there and
Sure.
write out, so what stops everybody from doing that? That's $3,000 a pop. I wanna go back after the guy and get our $3,000 back. But that, I guess that wasn't an option.
It may not be a good, it's probably an option, but not a good option.
The conversation was, had with Mr. Thumb.
Now, okay, we'll keep an eye on, and I love Travis, and I understand his fees that he does on stuff that's not in the norm, but defending the police department is certainly within the city attorney's norm. I think that's the whole reason he's here. Anyway, we'll discuss that whenever his bill shows up.
We've all,
I know that, but I
we all
don't,
have those thoughts.
yeah, well, I'll say it to him, I don't care. I mean,
Office supplies, we dropped down from 3,000 to 2,500, we think that's sufficient
But you're saying that, you know, that those tiles, you know, the street department went out there and broke those up and stuff, but I mean, so, but you're saying your road still could use some improvement on there?
No, you didn't want those tiles.
Okay, right,
No,
but I mean, I was
they
just
were
saying if
trash.
there's-
Let's not talk any more road improvement. Rod won't bike lanes and all that crap.
Well, no, I figured it's a road that's, you know, probably used a lot, and, you know, it
Decorative
probably
lighting.
need to maybe have some,
Need a tunnel, an underpass.
something we can look, maybe address with the street when we look at the street budget,
The
whatever.
dredge, we can do the tunnel, out Mobile, Alabama.
Do you dredge your tunnel? Yeah,
That'd be
Yeah, while the dredge is out there,
would be a
Right.
recreational,
wow. Like a
whatever you call it,
aquarium?
or probably more like a terrarium.
Public relations, we dropped 3,000, 2,500. The postage, 250. Yeah, that's for her.
Should say
Way
Chris.
to go,
Just
Chris.
say
Stamps
Chris-
never go up,
That's your
though, they always
slush
go
fund?
down.
Mayor's got a slush fund. You got one over there?
Slush funds, no.
Retirement, we don't have anything.
It's Kristen's expense for retirement. Here's his lot.
Boy, that lot fee, them jokers. Boy, I tell you, I work with two guys that are retired firemen, and they were talking about their lot fee, and one guy was on 16 years over here at Bloomer area, whatever that's called, and he gets $150 a month from lot fee. He's 60, he just turned 60, so he got all his paperwork. He said there's more red tape. They want to know every single thing about you, what your money, how much you make, what you got, and he said it's unbelievable for $150 a month. Yeah, he said it's pretty much, and they tax that on top of it when you get it. So anyway, yeah, yeah, right, no doubt. It's unbelievable. It's the biggest scam I've ever heard of. That, I mean, we need to start a lot fee of our own.
Any questions on that so far? Tom put the COLAs in, I heard what you said earlier about the COLAs, I know that y'all are gonna hash that out.
I just never am for them. I mean, I'm that guy. I'm like Joe Strozier
I
used to
would
be.
say this on behalf, I feel like I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't get up here and beg for my family.
Oh, yeah.
I read something, and you could look it up, I could do it, I talked to Mr. Maker earlier, Sebastian County, houses in Sebastian County is over 60%. The cost, the cost is there for this, I can understand not getting merits this year, but the inflation is there.
Mm-hmm.
And I just beg that y'all would consider, at least consider. I will say on my salary that I'd asked the mayor if he would allow me to add a certificate. Right now we pay, 5 certificates, basic, general, advanced, and senior. And intermediate, okay. Now they offer a chief 1 and a chief 2. I have gotten my chief 1 certificate. I don't qualify for the chief 2. It's based off your population. But I did go and get the chief 1 certificate. It would add $25 a month to my salary. The mayor said that he didn't have a problem with it, but to see if y'all would allow it. And if you did allow it, I would need to come back to you and get a resolution with you approving that we pay chief 1 certificate. If that's something y'all consider. Other than that, it's,
So that's not in this 25-20?
yes, it is. We put it in there.
It is in that.
Yes, sir.
So then why would you need a resolution if that?
Because the auditor said that anytime we make a policy change that involves money, it needs to be approved by the council.
Oh, well, that's, okay, but they wouldn't have any, it wouldn't be a financial resolution. It would
Yeah.
just be to approve
A
that.
policy
It's
change.
just a policy.
It's in that number right now, thing, so
Right. It's in there.
let you disclose that, because it's not like that number's gonna go
It's in which number?
It- it-
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you, yeah.
Instead of paying me 5 certificates, they'll pay me 6 certificates.
I just wanted them to not get confused, because it is in the budget.
But the way I understood that auditor was if I make a policy change that involves money, council has to.
They have to approve, yes, but you wouldn't ask for an additional amount to be put into the budget.
Right.
It's in the budget.
Basically, an acknowledgement of,
Correct.
yep.
Is there anything in the detail that shows that,
Anything in the detail?
that shows the, additional 25 a month?
It's on the next page, if you look at, well, actually mine's not, but all the guys are certificate pay, we put the degree pay on there, no, scroll down to,
Certificate pay's not broke out. That's what he was asking. It's,
we could break it down, we could break it out to each officer,
So we give Shannon a detailed list
Yeah.
twice a month.
I know, but he's saying it's not in the budget
Yeah.
broke out.
I mean, if, in order to take that step to acknowledge the auditors, I think that would certainly go a long way toward that.
If it was listed in here, we wouldn't need a resolution.
I agree.
So you're talking about instead of where it says certificate paid 2520, kind of line item the certificate paid.
So we can just add it as additional in this budget, if you would provide that to me, Kristen?
Well, I asked the auditor, Tom, I said it was approved when they approved the budget, but that wasn't good enough. He said our policy had to be approved by the council as well. Yeah, any personnel policy change. So in our policy, it lists out every single certificate and how much it pays.
yeah, I can pull that up with each officer, who has which certificates, I can get you that information, and we can
I
put it,
guess,
I'm surprised that we didn't put it down, and that's the overlook on our end, but we put the degree pay, you know, who was eligible for it, and we could easily do that with their certificate pay, who has.
Yeah,
You have to do landscape instead of portrait.
definitely easier to read. Landscape.
But I agree, we can do that, that's easy.
I know, I just think, you know, I agree with Tom, I don't think there's a resolution needs to be done, as long as there's something in here that says we're appropriating this money for this, and we approve it, and.
That's basically showing proof.
I agree with her, with Charlotte's comment too, because they did make a point in the audit
If the,
about policy changes.
yeah, if we have,
So you need at least to approve the policy change, but not the numbers.
Just a general policy.
Yeah.
Policy
You're gonna
change.
change the policy, you review
You're-
it, and you approve it.
That's your doing,
Okay,
going
and
to
then
chief
we
one.
can just add it to all our budgets, yeah, okay,
It's
perfect.
because they require council approval on the personnel policies of the city.
Right.
Uniformed and non, and any changes to those have to be approved by council. I mean, now.
Okay.
Have we never approved any type of policy for the, that type of pay?
A while back.
You came to them with a policy change for something.
Yes, and, so, you'll see a lot of policies coming.
Oh,
pretty soon.
good.
Well, the reason why is we're trying to get a LEAP certified, which is Arkansas Law Enforcement Accreditation Program. And we're adopting all the policies that has been accredited through the municipal league and adopted by the Chiefs Association and the Sheriff's Association. I'm gonna, once I get all those in place, and we're implementing those policies as we speak, once I get them all in there, we will come to you and get the whole policy, your blessing on it. But I have to, it's weird, it's double-edged sword. I've gotta get the policy in place and start implementing them, but I also gotta get all the approval for the whole packet. So, once I get that all done, I will submit it to you for approval to get a LEAP certified. But the budget ones, any ones that we're dealing with monies, I will be bringing them to you, as we go, because the auditors recommend.
Well, we're not gonna go to your firing range until you do that. I'll go tomorrow.
I hope I answered that the best way. That's the way we understood it, 'cause,
That's-
sounds good.
Crazy questions, I will say that we, as far as the, capital expenditures,
I was gonna say, you probably touched on vehicles, but I may have missed it.
we put 2 vehicles in the, budget. I've got that's again, something that the mayor and Tom and I brought up to Dr. Johnson. You know, these state bids for these vehicles is, you know, that's what we got hit on, but the DFA just put that out on December, the 9th. Well, my budget was due October 1st, and you have to go and hunt for this. So my suggestion to Dr. Johnson was, that should be 60 days in advance, and maybe they send an email to the clerk saying, hey, we got our bids in. That way these cities know, and they're not just willy-nilly going to, you know, the car dealership trying to just get a placement cost. So, but anyway, back to the cars, we put 2 in. I'm trying to get to my list here. We have 3 cars that are down, we've been doing a great job, y'all have been blessing us, we're almost there. I know it's a tight year, but we've got 3 cars. One that's, I don't see the year on it, 2015 Chevy Tahoe, transmission, that's $5,000 each one. 40 score transmission, and then another Chevy Tahoe, we're almost out of the Tahoes. I'm trading, I'm getting rid of 3, I'm asking to trade in these 3, maybe that'll offset one of them, and not purchase 2 cars.
Are the ones highlighted the ones you're trading in?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, out of commission, yeah.
So you're actually coming to us before you've traded them in and asking to trade in and get a new vehicle? That's interesting. Usually doesn't happen that way. Hasn't in the past.
And again, I don't know if y'all have it, but the state bid, we've got, it's there. I think it was roughly 40, you know, a lot again. 39,117 is what the state bid price is for 2, just the cheapest police car on the bid is 39,117. That's about $2,000 more than what last year's was on their state bid, so.
And then when you, does that come with the, you know, the paint or job, or you have to go get the,
No, sir, that's just basically a steering wheel and 2 front seats.
Okay.
So we need to outfit them.
then you gotta outfit them, okay?
And we went off of last year's kind of outfitting cost, because there's no guarantee.
On your, Kristen sent over the 78,234 for 2 new Durangos. There's 73 in this budget, but what I don't have on here is a trade-in offset. So what number did you want here for the, is that good, Kristen?
So, yeah, the 78,234 would be for the 2 new Durangos, and the trade-in total is 16,500.
You got that back to that? Oh, nice.
So I don't have the trade-in on here, so what is the number you want for the actual expenditure,
So
less the trade?
that minus the trade, right?
If that's okay to do it like that.
Well, yeah, it says that you're gonna do trade-ins, so whatever number's there, I think it's low based on the number you're giving me, but the 78 plus 16, well, it could be.
Should be,
70,
it should be 39,117 times 2, and then we had, and then minus the trade-in, what number did you say on that?
16,500.
16,500? And then, really, that would offset the cost of outfitting one.
The 16.5 is what you got for those 3 vehicles?
Yes, sir.
That's 61,734. So it's low, is what I'm saying, compared to that 73. So you want the 73 still in the budget?
Let's do the math real quick. I can't do the math, I gotta phone a friend on that.
78,234 less 16,5 is 61,734.
That's what you think that number should be?
Well, because now
We have a
back
tra-
the trade-in,
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
but it's up to you guys, not this. your
Yeah,
budget.
she's punching the number.
Okay.
I would say put 62,000 instead of 70.
So 62.
62.
Now we're cooking.
And that would be with y'all's blessing of trading, and we'll get you I have the mileage actually.
18 grand per car to outfit those. That's what been the going rate.
That's lights, roll cages, and a legitimate company.
Smiles ain't around no more. Oh, I get it. That was legit. I see what you did there.
With a warranty on the work, so we've really been happy with it. We didn't get one.
Smiles.
Are you gonna try to acquire these January the 2nd?
No, we'd have to order them after our capital budget.
So it used to be over at Barley.
As they come in. With y'all's blessing.
That's what I just wanted to clarify.
We're doing really good on our radios, we're almost there on that too, so this should be the last year, unless this 911 thing throws a wrench in my plans, but we've really done a good job on that. One patrol shield, we've, purchased one already, Dave? Didn't come in. Okay. We thought we purchased one, it didn't come in, and but that is basically a shield that, if we have a high-risk situation, it's a shield that an officer can take and put in front of him while the officer's come up with it. We use it in the schools as well. We should have had one years ago, and we haven't, so we're trying to purchase a few of those. They're expensive, because they're ballistic shields, so, we're trying to get one this year. Put in the drone, and just hear me out on that. I put it in, I originally had it in there, and I told you I think Mr. Powell brought it up, and I just said, we're not ready for that just yet. I still don't believe that we're ready for that, but unfortunately, the times are gonna make us be ready for it. It's just there for discussion at this point. It's gonna be roughly $25,000, for a good drone and good training. Now, I want you to hear me out on this because it's gonna help multiple agencies. It can help the fire department on their fire scenes to do risk assessments. It can help Hunter on, floodplain. If we have a flood, we can put a drone up and we can see where the water's going, what's in danger. On Friday nights, I can clear the top of these rooftops. Clear Walter's building from the top, I can clear any of the schools, I can be over Westwood in a matter of moments, or I can be on the east side of town in a matter of moments. I think that somewhere that we're probably gonna have to get to, I don't know if it's this year, but it's open for discussion. It's expensive, and if I'm gonna do it, we're gonna do it right. And we're gonna go to the federal, class, which gets us flight certified. We'll have to have a primary and an alternate. And I'm not against the fire department joining with me as far as having an alternate. That way, if they need it, they can use it. If I need it, we can use it. We work together. But you need a primary and alternate in case one's out of town on vacation. And then also because of our close range to, Fort Chaffee and the guard base, and it's a MOA, military operation area, I'm sure you wanna be doing the right way, because you don't wanna make a mistake and cause a problem.
Did the fire chief put you up to this?
No, Mr. Powell brought it up last year, and it was really after
It's right
all
up
these
there.
last
It is.
couple shootings from high.
Yeah, but he wouldn't highlight it.
High areas. And
I mean, come on.
sniping from the tops of buildings, and I think it's something that we need to look at.
Chief and I-
The county does have one, and we have been able to use that.
Who has one?
The
County.
county,
Oh, County.
uh,
We don't wanna use theirs anymore.
well, I don't know if all the, for recorded, but I just don't know if we're doing what we're supposed to be doing in accordance with, being so close to the military range.
That's true.
Well, it would be great if
Chief,
we could find a group that could use it, that had a funding source that could contribute to it.
There's grants out there, we've applied for a couple of grants, and we haven't got one yet. And a lot of these grants for the police department is based on demographics, crime, so we are really blessed with the grants that we've gotten, and we're gonna continue to go after any and all of them, and we're gonna apply for a grant for this as well.
Well, we'd rather have low crime than drone grants.
Well, what I'm saying
I'm
is,
not, you know,
if it would contribute in terms of floodplain management or search and rescue in the event of a flood or something like that, you just gotta approach grants from all kinds, planning, you know, fire, everybody's got funds that might be able to or grants, so don't just look at your grants, but have everybody say, look at your grants.
I agree 100%. I think,
Well, a year ago, last year, when they had the fire up there on the hillside, you know, we were using the county's drone, you know, for visual, it was very helpful.
That same night, we had the unfortunate event, we could've used it again, you know?
Chief, one couple of things, I'm sorry to interrupt you. You and I discussed this a little bit a long time ago, is you mentioned all the rooftops and all that stuff, and I just think of the Freedom Fest too.
Freedom Fest.
You got a lost child, and how hard is that to, I don't even know in your shoes what you do in a case like that on the ground. I mean, it's obviously you gotta go around and look, but if you got a drone in the air, that would help. So, on what Steve said, I think, Mr. Tedford, have you considered, or has Tom, have y'all talked about this being a cost share with fire?
Talked to,
Fire.
chief a little bit
Yep.
about it, and,
And even street, I don't know who, how, where this would fit better. Not better, but if that helps any, I don't know.
I'm gonna have about 100-ish roof inspections that would reduce a lot of liability for any rooftops.
If what?
yeah, you use it for inspecting
Oh,
roofs.
there you go.
And that's gonna produce about, estimated $10,000.
and that's as important. I mean,
Sonny's not here, let's spend that.
traffic studies with it, and then look at traffic and, you know, there's a lot of plus, I agree, it costs a lot. If you were to go out and just get a drone, you can just put it up in the air. But since we're the government, we have to follow all these guidelines, and you basically gotta be a pilot, you know, you're basically certifying as a pilot. And if I wanna do it, we're gonna take the risk, I wanna do it the right way, instead of to
I mean,
the crap.
search and rescue operations, it could be that way, I mean, there's a lot of applications.
We've had a couple this year where we had the elderly man that was on the trail and get lost or whatnot. And, we have rough terrain around here, especially on that fire, if you go down on the backside of my mountain blank, honeysuckle up there. And, I mean, that's a straight drop off and Bell Park, of course. And, you know, if we lose a child out in Deerwood and they wander off in Chaffee, you know, we can get there with a drone pretty quick while we're talking to Chaffee about helping us. But
It
that's
looks like,
something to discuss, and I think will be beneficial to to a lot of departments. And I know it's expensive.
I'm just looking, FEMA has apparently some monies available.
There are a lot of grants available
Yeah.
for drones. We've gotten several through the Game and Fish.
I mean, parks may have, just get everybody involved in searching for grants.
I will say this on behalf of everybody in the city, is, and we hear that a lot, because our mayor and Tom, grants, I mean, when they say that they're saying that every day, they're saying that every day. We're going and getting the grants that we can. I mean, Casey just went, got 500,000, Hunter got a big old grant here lately, the police department has gotten every grant that well, except for one, we didn't, the most current one. We've applied for them, we're trying for them, we're taking the time to do them, and we're getting some.
Any of y'all gonna go to that grant workshop in March?
Probably so. Daniel just went to one.
Okay,
Daniel went to a grant, official 3-day grant writing course. But
okay, great.
we'll most likely send some people to it.
Hey Brad, why that, Skydio drone? Is that what?
I don't have only reason I can say the Skydio is it's Axon related. We already have Axon system, so anything that it captures on camera view, we already have the platform. But I'll put that in there just as, and you get more grants on the Skydio. And, good point, I'll tell you. In the state of Arkansas, Governor Sanders, there's a rule, there's a law.
No
You can
matrice.
only use American-made
Yeah.
drones. Well, that limits, like DJI is probably the most advanced.
Yeah.
It's probably necessarily have us to be that. But one thing about that is the plus side is it's tied to our evidence.com, so anything that it's capturing, we can get. And then also it has clear, I'm talking way out of
It
my,
has thermal capabilities.
has thermal capabilities. It just has everything you need.
Yeah, we run into the Matrice and the DJI issue with the governor and all the drones that we had now they're
Obsolete and you can't use them. So
Hello?
basically, the way it is if you have
Tied
one, if you
aluminum.
have to do any maintenance or repairs, you can't, you have to go purchase a new.
it's the same.
Take it easy, it's my mom's Sarah.
Mr. Meeker said.
I'll say it, $78,000
You see your
drone,
baby
now it's a
girl.
piece of aluminum.
I can't
The
wait
boat
for us
anchor
to be
on
the
it.
capital for a
I'm gonna
day.
leave it off
I'll
of
be
there.
there.
Chinese
I'll just
lab
leave it,
on
take y'all's advice.
dude's density
Do your
numbers.
best to go find a money somewhere.
I've got a super crush on her.
Hopefully the fire department can maybe come up with a grant.
She's so hot.
You know, weird,
Redneck.
redneck, horrible.
Right. I will tell you, before me and him get in trouble, while we're trying to find a drone or whatever, I know the school has got a new drone deal. They've just started a few here, and I don't know how much they might have of. I know they can't, if there's some kind of evidentiary stuff they can't see, but if you need any help, they may have to do some kind of community service deal for credit, so they might be able to help you fly and check
We
pictures.
went to them, and I don't wanna throw them under the bus, they dismantled that program.
Oh, really?
When Coach Mercado left that
Well,
program.
now they've hired Coach Brewer, and I thought he was supposed to bring that thing back to life.
He might be, and if he is, that'd be a blessing, and if the school would do it, that'd be a bigger blessing.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm not saying you don't need it, but I'm saying they could help if you needed help.
And again, I'm asking for this because I see it needed for it, but I don't, I wanna really focus on this elite accreditation. That's really where my heart's at, and I wanna get it done. But I do see the need for a drone at some point, because it can help everybody here. But the problem with the school per se is, if you're doing it for a government entity, you better be doing it the right way.
Yeah.
And
I was thinking the accreditation has to be almost like a pilot's license.
It is
just
a
about.
pilot's license.
it is a pilot's license.
Okay.
You're getting your pilot's license.
Yeah.
You have to submit a flight plan to the FAA, you have to call in, you have to communicate with them, you have to give them a ceiling height. I could go on forever about it. I mean, there's a lot of there's.
Restricted
you're basically
airspace.
being a pilot.
We can use
Yeah, a lot of these programs, they have,
July, I was thinking the
it'll
fireworks
stop
display.
you at the restricted airspace limit. I mean, you've gotta get override anywhere around the airport.
You really can't
Somebody did it.
Oh, yeah.
deploy a drone like we're seeing being deployed.
You never see those drones fly up there?
No, I haven't.
Willy-nilly stop and just put one in there. There's a lot of things that you should be going through a checklist prior to doing that. So, and that's all I'll say. So, I just wanted to discuss that, hopefully we can find, we'll do our best going forward.
Okay,
As you
school's
go
out, never
through
mind.
this, as you go through it, you know, if you
School's out.
had the fire department on board, like Charlotte said, he's got tax money that wouldn't affect general fund the way you and Hunter would affect general fund.
And I wouldn't be opposed to it being a firefighter, like we share, like we have an arson investigator, when they have, you know, he belongs to me, but when they have a fire, he belongs to Stewart. I wouldn't be opposed to Stewart running it, owning it, having it, and then, but my
Let him
suggestion
fill out the
would be
red
we do it
tape.
the right way if we're gonna do it. For risk management, for liability, I believe you need to go to that federal, flexi class, in my opinion. It's basically an all-inclusive class. You get it all. It's an expensive class.
We have a firefighter, he's on the Parks, Commission, and, he's got his,
Mike.
private license.
Mike.
Bobby.
Oh.
Rice. And
Mike,
he's looking at
yeah,
going ahead and
he's
taking that, he said, to get, like saying, it's a pilot license, so he said there's just another test you have to take to be, I guess, drone certified, and he's looking at getting that.
107, is it like section 107 or what, FAA guidelines to get your certification.
Can you get it in bright red?
The drone?
Yeah, chief would be interested.
With gold.
Oh, chief would be interested. You said that, I didn't say that.
You better have go dogs on it.
No gold.
Gold propellers.
Command.
Yeah,
Command one.
That's really the big two.
That'd be Commander 3.
Commander 3.
That's really my ask.
Anything, gentlemen?
Or we're missing something.
I've got a ton of things that I don't wanna put you on the spot. No, I'm talking about, it's just personal stuff that I wanted to thank you for, but I won't do this for
I
them.
can see the wheels turning.
We've already kinda talked about it.
Uh,
Not hiring them.
No.
I will say, I've lost one, we've had a blessed year, we lost one person to the state police, he actually graduated tonight, Tanner Mathis, we're really proud of him. We haven't lost, too many people, so we're kinda slowing that trend down. We potentially might lose one more to the Oklahoma State Police, I think we've talked about before, so I'm really just losing them to, they're bettering themselves and there's nothing wrong with that.
Did you mention you're off today, you're off?
And then,
Yeah.
Daniel Mahan, he got his, master's degree, and the mayor, congratulated him today, so we're really proud of him as well, so,
I saw that in the degree pay, he had an MA,
for next year, yes, sir.
yeah.
Yes, sir. He just got
IT,
a couple
right
of,
up my alley.
That's good.
really proud of him.
I congratulated him and I congratulated her for putting up with him while he was getting his master's.
I was looking at your department and there's a lot of education in there. So, and y'all are still keeping up with training.
I don't have the numbers in front of me, but we had tons of
I ran into Officer Cody Smith the other night. I didn't even know he was on the force. Love him, but known him forever, so that's awesome. Yeah, local kid. I like the local kids.
If you know any other local, kids, we're gonna be having a, open house like we did before on January 24th. We'd love to have people come, answer any questions they might have. We did really good on the last open house that we had. We didn't get as many turnout this past time, so, and we, just didn't meet my qualifications or my standards, so, we're gonna keep trying and go back to the drawing board after the first year.
Thank you, chief. Everybody good?
Yep.
Leave
Right.
really good work.
I know.
All right, Tom.
Going back to Tom. Thanks, chief.
There, Monday night, you have a review with schedule with street and with fire. There's still work on both of those. They still have to go through, one of them has to go through, meet with the mayor, we're gonna do that tomorrow. What I would recommend is, because of the status of those two, not yet ready to present to you, and we go ahead and move those to January 6th and do the general and street and fire all at once, so you can have your week of Christmas. And I know that would make Stuart really happy. You remember, that was a big issue with him, that, oh, it's the Christmas week. And so,
It's his fault that it's a Christmas week.
That's,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a best friend.
It's not like he does a Hanukkah deal. He's a Christian.
I would like to do that, but I do wanna point out, I'm gonna give you
He's
some
Methodist.
food for thought over the holidays. So that when we do meet back, fire and general are the two last remaining. I do have generals, for a large part, general's budget, and it's gonna be reflected in what you're gonna see here. However, fires is not yet presented to you, but I do have it in. What I wanna do is I wanna show you the roll-up, because you have every budget now, you have parks, you have police, animal services, and planning, that's 4. The only 2 you're missing are fire and the general. So what I wanted to share with you is, right now, where the general fund is, now remember, this is as of today, as of December 18th numbers, still revenues to come in and still expenses to be paid out, that goes for all departments. We budgeted $196,000 surplus. We're sitting at $35,147 deficit right today, actual. On the general side, still a lot of significant numbers to come in. The proposed budget for next year is a surplus of $325,000. There's a lot of cutting and things that have been done in next year's budget. But I'm gonna show you the impact of that. When you start with the 12/31/24, the January 1st number in our unrestricted, and you look at the general department's deficits, if you add all the general department's budgeted numbers for next year and or actuals for this year, you have $814,000 deficit. Then you have the general's 35, which is this number right here. That brings you to 1.8 million. We already paid out the ARPA monies back. We reimbursed the city sales and use tax for the money that spent in order to do the reload. So that's out of the general funds, and of course, that was earmarked for that purpose by you. So the total unassigned general fund balance right now, as of today, is $884,000. That's below below $1 million now. Your budget was $997,000, below $1 million. So when you look at the estimate revenue for next year, which is $325 for the general, you look at the estimated unassigned general fund balance as of 12/36 of 1.209, less the general fund department's deficit of $810,000, your balance will be $399,000 in your unrestricted general fund. This is what it would look like right here. We have an $884,000 right now balance in the general fund, because we moved that 972 out. It's already reimbursed the city sales and use tax for water sewer. And they've spent well over $1 million on that reload. 325, what we did for fire department and what we did for the parks department is they had that city sales and use tax, as part of told you yesterday, Monday. We moved city sales and use tax document expenses back over to city sales and use tax. Instead of shifting it over to burden the general funds unrestricted, the tax said this is what it's to be used for. Those funds and those expenditures have been moved back to the city sales and use tax restricted accounts for those departments. By doing that, it created, instead of a deficit, which in the first pass of the budgets for parks and fire, they were both at a deficit. This is at least generating a $3,500 surplus by moving those expenses off to let them be burdened with it based on the tax dollars. And it also gives you a better idea, as I mentioned, for the benefit of those that were not here on Monday night, that it gives you a better idea when you look at the expenditures in that city sales and use tax actual cost centers, what the cost is truly to run those departments. You can see what parks, city sales and use tax feeds and funds and what the expenditures are. Gives you good understanding of what and how you can express that to your constituents when they want to know what do you spend the money on. Well, now we know.
Now, is there something different besides bricks and mortars and equipment?
Yeah, the taxing document spells out everything.
It's got a whole bunch of stuff.
Other than wages and salaries and
Right.
and related, and of course the operating, like office supplies to run your department, that doesn't come under the taxing document. It's really all the costs associated, for instance, for parks to run the park, and then for the fire department, most of you have a great understanding of what that is. It's boots, the equipment, the apparatus.
Well, I was getting a vibe there, like you said, you moved something back into that city sales and use tax.
Yeah,
What,
it was monies that, based on the taxing document, is what the tax dollars were supposed to be funding. And what happened in previous years is, based on who needed it most, whether there were gonna be a deficit spending city sales and use tax, they moved certain items back over to the general and restricted, or what we call the O and M. These accounts that you see right here on the screen, these are the O and Ms, the operation and maintenance accounts that are not, they're funded solely, or not solely, there's certain other revenue streams that come into that, but it's mostly county sales tax. You guys apportion percentage of distribution. So police gets 50% of it, fire gets 20-something percent of
28,
it. Parks gets about 19, I think, planning gets a certain percentage. That's how you divvied it up. You can still tweak that, but tweaking it within these departments does nothing to this bottom line. All you're doing is making a cost center look good, to the detriment of another cost center. But I guess my point here is that we're still looking at a deficit of we're reducing our general fund balance by about almost $500,000, 54.83% down from what we currently have, and down to $400,000. I want you to consider that, because that's a no-go for me. And you know, we've talked about contingencies. You're one disaster away from not having any general fund.
And let me bring up another point. You remember when we talked earlier in the year, we talked about the fact that just because you have a sales tax and you're building assets, you also have to maintain those assets. And so what Tom did was Tom said, okay, there are expenses associated with the community building in Bell Park. And those expenses need to be placed into the sales tax and use, because sales and use tax funds pay for that. It's not only for the capital expenditure, like the building, it's also the maintenance of that ongoing. And so another thing you have to consider is if you don't pass that sales tax, those ongoing maintenance expenses go back into general. And so we have to pass those sales taxes at a minimum to keep maintaining those facilities. The splash pad and everything like that has an expense associated with it, and sales and use tax is gonna pay for it, city sales and use tax. And so we had been paying from the general fund to fund that maintenance. And so Tom pulled that out, and now that's being paid for by city sales and use tax. So now it makes our general fund look better, but if we don't pass the sales tax, boom, it goes right back.
What I don't understand is why it got away, because we used to do it. Why did it drift away? They just didn't realize, like the Parks Commission and the different directors, it just kind of drifted? Okay, because we used to be adamant about that, and then it's like it's a gap of time and they go away.
And now I'm adamant that it goes
That's
back.
back in, that's good. That's why when Tim was asking that, I was like.
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
What,
I'm thinking, why didn't they do that all along?
I don't recall it ever going away.
Exactly, so I guess it had just drifted.
That's a little bit
I can
disheartening.
go back and tell you what year it got shifted over, and it was all done because there was a deficit in the general, in their, restricted fund, their city sales and use tax parks, for instance. And when they were running a deficit, the way they covered it is they moved like, some of the capital expenses back over to the parks O&M. But they don't really control the parks O&M's monies. You do. That's not restricted to the parks. That is money coming solely out of this. These accounts right here are not revenue stream dedicated to them, other than the revenue that they generate from the rental of the pavilion, which we didn't move the cleaning for the pavilion because we have to match the expense to the revenue. So if we were to do that, it would have to all go back over to city sales and use tax, and that's not what the design of that is.
So streets and fire didn't do as much of this money moving as the parks
No,
did.
fire, I moved fire too. They were a $40,000 deficit, and now they're $72,000 surplus. Yeah, they got the same, impact. So that benefited both of their budgets, and it did very little to the fire department's overall city sales and use tax. That didn't burden that at all. So what it's doing is it's putting
Did I
money.
miss that much meetings?
Right. I think,
They're not the ones that are now the issue. The issue is where the deficit is.
I just don't, we'll get that taken care of course. We'll just start chopping meat. It's got to be $1 million.
All I want you to do is think about it over until we get back January 6th, and you think about this impact. And I do want to point one other thing out to you. probably been following the news, I've heard it up today, I think Ralph brought it up about the amount of vacancies or something that they had and they did away with. Well, I want you to know that for the past 3 years, the city of Fort Smith has been running deficit budgets. Now, they had a balanced budget, because that's by law, you have to do that. They were balancing the budget by dipping into the reserves that they had in order to cover those deficits. So I'm gonna give you 2018, 19, 20, I've got them all up here. 21, 22, the anomaly year, 23, 24, 25, and 6. And let's look at the budget line only. So here's our budget that was submitted for 2018, just for these operating departments under the general unrestricted. Every single one of these departments, other than the general department, submitted a non-balanced budget. We had a negative or a deficit budget for 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 we would have had, but we had the 1.1, $1.2 million from the ARPA money cover the salaries of the police. That's why they generated a surplus, but if we remove that, they're still major negative. And then you have 24 deficit, 25 deficit, 26 deficit. We have done, since I've been here, theoretically, without the anomaly year taken into consideration, we've never submitted a surplus budget or a balanced budget. It's been deficit the entire time. And that's what I've been telling you for the past 5 years, that trend cannot continue to happen. So you have two ways of doing budgeting that are most widely accepted. One is just submit a balanced budget, and the other one is a zero-based budget. And a zero-based budget is a budget that says that you start with all your budgeting at zero. You don't look at your historical trend. A historical-based budget says, what'd you spend last year? You're probably gonna spend that now. At least carry that over and adjust it for inflation. That's one way of looking at it. However, that doesn't do anything to really look at, do you need that in the budget? And a zero-based budget forces you to look at every item in your budget as zero, and how much do we think we're gonna need this year? And then you arrive at a balanced budget. You live within your revenue stream. So that's, and I'm not saying that for just one department, I'm saying that all departments should be doing that. So just consider that. I mean, and the other line you look at is this actual. And the reason this wasn't a significant issue is because we budgeted a deficit of 275 in 2018. We came in at $3,000 deficit. Not earth-shattering. Again, 242, we came in at a deficit of 1,100. And then in 20, we came in at a surplus, mostly because of what you see there generating the surplus. Biggest thing was police department, budgeted a $709,000 deficit, came in just under 600,000, 593. That helped immensely in creating the surplus. We created surpluses in 21, 22, and obviously 23. And because of that enormous surplus in 23, the 24 didn't really hit that bad, but 25 is. And an 849,000 on a budget of 723 for 25 right now, that's hurting. And this budget isn't really that healthy either. We're trying to right that ship. But I really would be cautious of dropping below the magic contingency number. And anytime you don't have a contingency fund, when you have your ratings calls, that's a huge issue for your bonds.
Okay, we have, how much money is floating out there? I don't know, you have these virtual things you mentioned a few times, but as far as capital expenditures, carryover, at what point do we say, okay, I know y'all have a 5-year plan, and we've got this money that you didn't spend, we've spent 40-some% of what we'd budgeted for capital in, say, whichever department. At what point do we say, we're gonna have to chop all of that you have planned and get this thing right?
That's not gonna help this, because capital is under those virtual accounts. Those are restricted monies. Those are part of the general funds, and they are committed monies, but they're not what I'm talking about here. This is mostly your personnel and your operating departments that is impacted by the unrestricted. general fund has about $4 million in it, not 884,000. But the unrestricted portion of that general fund, not already committed in earmark, is what we're concerned with.
Well, we split that up a few years back from, between the capital and, I guess what you're saying is the O and M side. It used to not be split up at some time since I've been sitting up here. It was just all kind of in the,
Those projects that they currently have on the books are necessary projects, or you're just delaying the inevitable, you're doing a slower death. You got roads to fix.
we're getting a
you
slow
got-
death right now.
Well, not in this is different, this is not that committed money. You would have to scrap those projects, and then that money would have to come back to the general fund as unrestricted. And I don't know a mechanism to do that if you've already committed it, and it's tax dollars that we're talking about. Because those tax dollars said this is what that money's for, and that's what those general capital expenditures are covering. The city sales and use tax basically covers like the fire department's capital.
I'm not talking about that 3%. I understand those are restricted, but we just have always had this money that we carry over every year, and we have, here's what we had, and we only spent 43% of it this year, so we're gonna carry that over. And there's been stuff carried over for years. I know we talked about stopping that, but I'm just saying it,
Well, it just means you're not accomplishing it.
correct, so. I
That's in the restricted side.
Well, I'm just curious of what the definition of restricted means. If we have to have money, it's out there. If we have to wait to fix whatever, we have to wait to fix whatever. We have to operate the city this right now.
Right, now, parks capitals come from their parks, city sales and use tax restricted. The fire comes from the fire restricted, the street comes from the street restricted.
Sure.
The street also has turnback money earmarked for specific road projects, drainage, sidewalks even. So those monies are not this. Okay, this is the operating cost for the department. Okay,
Gotcha.
and we can sit down, that's a whole nother discussion, because you have to dissect every little department.
Right.
Now, to be fair, the police department doesn't have 1/4%
Right.
city sales and use tax for their capital. That's a problem, and what general fund in the past has been kind of unofficially doing is we were covering that with franchise taxes. And that's why whenever a bond discussion is had, they first thing they come and recommend is that we collateralize any kind of need for a bond with the franchise taxes, and we can't do that because it's technically covering a large percentage of their operating deficit. And their operating deficit is salaries.
Sure.
$1.2 million worth of it, for instance, at least. So when you look at the way that's being done as far as the franchise taxes, you could look at the $560,000, which right now equates to just about what the 1% generates for all the other three departments. So if we were to allocate out of this, now we technically can't, because in order for the general fund to have a balanced budget, let me go back over here. In order to have a balanced budget, I think it's up there, they would need to come up with, oh, I wrote it down nice. Here. They would have to have, $800 and some odd $1,000 to be added to their fund. They would actually have to bring in, I think, I know I put it up here somewhere.
Car wash.
Yeah,
Cakewalk.
Yeah, it's,
Auction, cake auction.
we would,
Pilot.
if we were to go back to the police department's budget, and we look at what they have as far as their, deficit is concerned, this is their budget right now, $882,675 deficit. And we were to move over to their line item, franchise taxes, and just put it on their revenue stream in their cost center. That would reduce that 880 by $300,000. In order for them to get close to what we need to be balanced, or at least to meet the contingency reserve that we like to maintain, they would have to cut about $250,000 out of the budget. The problem is that the general fund's surplus right now does not exceed the amount of money that can cover all of that. They would only be able to cover $325,000 and reduce the 882, which is in effect what's happening right now. this number, 325, would have to be 810. And I don't see that happening.
You know, all of those departments, police, fire, parks, you know, planning has sources of revenue, their permits. And so that's revenue that we don't have to use the general fund on. But the police department doesn't make money by itself. Fire department doesn't make money unless, you know, we charged, you know, anytime we went on a call or whatnot. But they don't make revenues, so they've gotta get it from the general fund. And the general fund is at the mercy of the sales taxes they receive. And so if we're flat, if we're down, and these different groups are needing more money because their costs are going up, we have a problem. Because they can't generate revenue themselves. So they're dependent on us as the general fund, and the general fund's dependent on taxes. And if we can't just say, hey, everybody has to shop in town, everybody has to do this, everybody has to do that, we can't control that, we can't control our sales tax revenue.
So,
Very good.
accounting 101, thank you, and I'm not being sarcastic.
No,
It's all absolute. So, and how do you get sales tax revenue up? You work hard to get businesses here. You try to get people to shop. We do that all the time. I do, everybody here does. We talk about it. We campaign a little bit. We haven't campaigned hard, but you can, you know, back in the day, we used to put signs up, shop local, you know, all this stuff, and I don't know if that ever helped or not. I don't know how to fix that, other than having a plan to get businesses here that produce sales tax revenue.
Well, at what point do we say, maybe our spending is outracing
Well, there's that too.
the taxes?
No, I don't.
People are shopping in Greenwood.
Well,
Every
they are, but-
restaurant's full every day. Every little food truck's full every day. Our spending's
But there's a
outrunning.
leak, but there,
Tax collection would refute that it's.
I agree with, that's why I don't like, that's why I think there's something going on there that's not getting collected properly.
but there's a leak too. The leak going to Fort Smith, and I don't have those numbers in front of me, but I have some people that have nothing to do with this city.
Right.
That share that stuff with me, or they have something to do with it, but they're not employees. The leak is incredible. And we're not talking about alcohol tonight, but I guess we can for a second. I sit on a meeting yesterday, or day before, whatever day it was, at Wapidity, or at the Peak Innovation Center in Mena. Mayor was there, awesome guy, and I don't know if you know what's going on in Mena with the trails system, but that's fixing to make a huge impact on that area. And he made a comment just for the sake of making it. And I'm not a big alcohol guy. I mean, I don't, but I'm not saying I'm not a partaker on occasion, but I'm just saying, he said they voted themselves wet recently. Charleston did it. Amina has now done it. And he said, if you think for half a second that and we're not talking about being a destination for trails, because we don't have a mountain. But if you're gonna be anything like that, and if you don't include alcohol in it, you're fooling yourself. So we gotta find innovative ways to do it. I don't disagree with you at all that we need to do some fixing on our own budget, but we gotta figure out how to get people here and to spend their money and to stay here. You can't buy a shirt in Greenwood, Arkansas. I mean, that's.
Walmart.
You can't buy a shirt in Greenwood. You can, but you know what I mean.
Well, just so you know, help's on the way. The money I'm fixing to spend at Brahms, we'll be able to buy Corvettes for the cops.
That's awesome. I'll be right behind you.
Trust me.
I'll be right behind you.
Has there been any interest from maybe a restaurant like Chili's or something like that at the curve?
Only,
Not doing alcohol.
they're interested, but they need to sell alcohol. And that'd be
That
a
little
private.
Fridays Cafe was
that-
on board, but
Yeah, that'd be a private club. And as you know, I think you all know, I know you do, that the nonprofit attached to private club is gone. That's out, that's
Yeah.
out. You don't have to walk in here with a attached or be attached to a nonprofit. That's gone.
And they're further than 400 feet from any school, church.
Do what?
They're,
Or-
the curve is.
Oh,
further
absolutely.
than-
The curve
So-
is the ideal,
Yeah,
ideal, because it's out there. It's this, the distance is, we lowered it to 4, I think you guys did.
450.
450, whatever La Fiesta is.
Still
I'll
too
just say,
close.
in this meeting, La Fiesta's reconsidering coming back, and I told them, you better have a better plan you had the first time. They were excited to know that the nonprofit's part of it.
Yeah.
But they
That's
have,
the only thing they heard of the
they
last
did,
time.
they have a new plan, they're gonna
Per
come
se.
back. I don't know that I should make an announcement, somebody on the east end's thinking about coming back, so I'll leave it at that. You can ask me afterwards who it is, but those restaurants that look at the curve, and I know this because Cheryl Garner is that person out there
Yeah.
with Jacob Burton.
Yeah.
And the ones that are talking to her are just waiting, they're all waiting on somebody else to, let's just say for fun, if Sean Lynn, who is eligible as we speak, right?
Yes.
Distance?
He's always
Yes.
been eligible.
He's the only one that's always been eligible.
Right.
If he decided to approach or get a private club license, others would follow. It's just the old Field of Dreams thing.
nobody wants to be the first.
No one wants to be the first.
Some people don't even know they can.
I know, and that's,
I've gotten that a million times. Matter of fact, Terry Smith, never mind, did I say that out loud?
you did, but that's okay.
Anyway, I was approached by a lady, and I was like, the laws have been on the books for 15 years. I mean, I don't know what y'all are talking about. I said, and actually, we finally got a reprieve. They had to lower the taxes on the beer and on the liquor because we made them way too high, and turns out we weren't even supposed to do that.
Right, we were breaking the law, or would have been. So, and to your comment, Mr. Meeker, the restaurants that wanna come or would like to come and to see if it would work, and of course, they're not gonna just jump in here, and those guys they've been around the block. I mean, Brahms, for instance, they didn't just go, let's go see if it works. They got a good idea it's gonna work, or they wouldn't be down here
Correct.
building that thing. Much unlike a quote that I read long ago that said, who's gonna go out in the country to get a hamburger and a buck? Well, that's not in the country, and he's going to, along with the rest of us. But it's not the alcohol sales that's gonna make a huge difference up there. It's the food sales that go along with the alcohol sales. And now, they're not gonna sell the food if you can't get a beer.
And you'll get a little deal at a Claire's Boutique in a little mall, and you'll get a little other little shoe store.
Yeah.
All that, it was,
And I never wanna be the guy that says alcohol's gonna save us. That's ludicrous, I think, but the
it
process.
certainly wouldn't hurt.
It is not gonna hurt. That's just one thing. I know, we work hard, and I say we, there's people in this building that are striving every day to deal with the Storecraft building, which is not a restaurant, but it's sitting there empty and nobody's doing anything, and we're in court with that and trying to do something, so.
Oh, we can just kind of look at during the COVID year, if the citizenry of Greenwood, was forced to shop local, we had a banner year, whether it was through internet or just shopping local.
Yeah, that internet
And-
tax, I think, hit right
And
there, too.
now
It'll come.
that
Feel free to go.
80% of we're a bedroom community. They're in Fort Smith already, so they're on the way home from work. They're stopping right there in Fort Smith, where it's convenient and stuff or whatever.
Well, the
and getting those
rebate
things.
thing hasn't helped us at all either.
Correct.
Yes.
So there's lots of little things, but
The rebate thing won't hit us as bad probably again for a while. That was a huge,
well, and
what the heck's going on?
and
kinda
that's
moment.
knowing about it, the preparation that you can.
That's something I think our legislators should look at, because you always think that that's kind of a benefit to have a big major project, but it's not.
And
Well,
Lee-
at the end, it should be a benefit.
Yeah, and Dr. Lee was here.
That's what they're thinking.
I think Chief mentioned that we had a meeting, we
And they
asked
paid for
Brad, or
most of
sorry,
it.
we asked Dr. Johnson to come in, and he met for about 2.5 hours. Talked to all the department heads and whoever wanted to talk to him. I think Steve came by, I believe. Yeah, Ralph came in. So he's gonna be looking at things and trying to figure stuff out for us too. But I wanna say, and we kinda, I don't think we dance around it, but we know the police department is the biggest salary, and they don't make money. We all know that. I don't know what to do about it. I don't want any less officers.
My paid him a lot of money.
Huh?
I gave him a lot of money.
Okay. So we are what we are. Between that and Brahms, you're.
They would have been the city, but he couldn't pull me over, so the county guy had to get me, because I'm an elected official. Dirty bastard.
I don't know any of those. I don't know what the answer is.
I
to
tried to
that.
apply for a job here.
We code enforcement.
I told Hobbs.
Oh, okay.
If we
Merry
look at
Christmas.
the A&P commission.
No meeting Monday night, right?
No meeting Monday night.
No me.
If that's what the
No
council.
meeting Monday night.
No
Hey,
money.
real quick, before you leave, I do have something, I'm totally changing the subject, but on behalf of our employees, thank God I'm changing the subject. I don't know if you heard today, but your president, our president, declared, Christmas, we already off Christmas and Christmas Eve and Christmas, but the president declared Friday a national holiday. I may be wording this wrong. And so did the governor, came back and said the same thing about Friday. So I'm wanting, I know, we can't vote, you can't vote on anything tonight. Well, we don't have a meeting now Monday.
We can still keep it, I mean, I sent the thing out today.
Y'all just be at work Friday.
So I'm proposing to you, that we, due to those two things happening, that we close Friday. But it's up to the council.
You're in charge.
Well,
It's not a
I
paid
am-
holiday.
I am, but.
It won't
it's
be a
not-
paid day.
I think you have to, add a holidays, payroll.
God
add
almighty.
holidays and all the uniforms.
I don't know if he's making it a federal holiday for 1 year. Is that what he's trying to do? What you're saying he's done?
It
The way
didn't,
the calendar fell this year,
this,
so you always get the day before Christmas off and Christmas. And
Right.
so because it's a Wednesday, Thursday, and there's Friday that's nothing, they've decided to.
Well, I don't have any problem with that, but I don't think it's up for a pay to just not come in and get a free holiday.
I'm not gonna say nothing because the state's doing it.
state's doing it.
I actually found the governor, Sanders actually declared it before Trump did.
She may have, I may be reading this out of
We
order,
got
so
it
Sanders
yesterday.
did first, and then, what'd you say, Charlotte?
The cops have to be paid,
Yeah, by state law.
right?
We have to pay police officers or holidays.
Well, they're on call. I mean, they're working.
So does that mean we gotta adjust the budget?
I'm just saying there's more money.
The police always are working. I mean, they don't get any days off. I mean, right? You're always patrolling.
Yeah, so they get an
if you get a call.
extra check or whatever. it's called. For all their holidays throughout the year. The city has to do that because of state law. So if we give another
Yeah, it
holiday.
shouldn't be official,
for 3
just, they
days
just don't
instead
show
of 2,
up.
We have to give some more money to the police department. and
We're not
fire.
paying police and fire all
So
that
what-
extra money.
What's the dollar impact?
Well, I'm fixing to lose a lot of friends.
What's the holiday cost?
There's no way in hell we're paying people to stay home.
Why you get the big one?
The cops, we have to pay because they're on patrol. They're on duty.
I know.
But the street department guy said that home drinking a hot toddy is not getting paid. It's not a federal holiday.
40.
And then if you're saying that Trump's made it a 1 year federal holiday, well, we'll take the Juneteenth out.
I'm not a certain person fan, I'm just reporting the news.
Yeah, why
I ain't
don't,
proposing.
if you've got comp time, why don't you just make people burn their comp time if they got it?
Oh, boy. Well, that's better than my scenario of not paying them at all,
Some of them don't have it.
except for the police.
53,503.84, and that's how many holidays?
That's
13.
normally.
Holy cow.
So that's 4,150.
State only gets 10.
No kidding.
We've had this discussion before.
So one holiday would cost.
think it's stupid
right at
Briley for that.
$4,200 to the police department,
And then Stewart,
and then Stewart, which, that's another 6,000, so.
because everybody else is basically already getting paid.
Oh, that was good.
Extra.
That was good. So do you have it? What's the number?
Tom,
It would be $4,500.
$4,500.
What about just nobody shows up Friday, it's not a holiday?
Well, I can
it
almost
just-
tell you that
That's pretty much.
may happen
That's
anyway.
gonna
Tom's
happen
do that
anyway.
anyway.
I don't care if they don't show up, but I'm worried about them getting paid to not show up.
Well, that's where you,
Because I will be at work on that Friday and
Yeah.
we'll get paid.
Well, you can't vote on it tonight.
Well, I say since the state and federal are going that direction, you know, I said, usually we just follow suit.
If you wanna do the voting, we can still do street and, Friday or Monday. Makes no difference to me.
I just say calls, if we have to, just do a special call meeting and
Just
it'll
for
happen pretty quick, we'll be done.
And not
10
do the
minutes.
budget.
Yeah. I just assume
What's this
that.
do to your $335,000 you had left over?
Do what?
The $330,000
But I needed them
we
to
had surplus
ponder
after
it
this year?
until the next,
Whatever we're,
It would impact this, it'll impact, the police department by 42.
if it-
Cause we'd have to pay it out.
No, I think what you could do,
so we're not
I
paying
guess
every
if it-
employee?
oh,
Wait a minute.
time out.
That's what I'm saying.
They would get paid anyway, 'cause
It's interesting that
we have to pay
un-
extra to the,
under my limit,
yes, it's under the budget.
But it,
if they took off,
okay, I get that. I'm talking about,
it's extra.
do what?
I'm talking about the whole, cause it's not a paid holiday right now.
But it's a
What-
work day, so we would be
What
paying
did-
the work day
Purview,
as a holiday. They're gonna get the pay.
It's under your 5,000.
purview of my 5,000.
If they don't get
Yeah, there's
What
a
did you say?
policy change.
Did you say something else?
Is that a
Charlotte?
policy change?
Charlotte was saying because we're already in the budget of the police
You-
department.
You're listing out holidays, that you're adding a holiday, just be like.
So
just
we're
like
gonna
we
try
were
to deem
discussing
that a
before.
paid holiday for the city of Greenwood.
I don't know. Then she got quiet.
Yeah,
Your policy, I think Ralph's right, sorry.
What?
I didn't mean to interrupt you, Will. We had it in our policy
Yeah,
that that's,
13
and it would be a
holidays.
policy change, so it must be voted on. But we were originally saying it was under that $5,000 threshold.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, it would have to be voted on. But, they're paid regardless.
Sure.
They would be paid extra. So if your people worked on the holiday.
Those
that's a
people.
work day for them too, but because they didn't get the holiday, they're still getting paid the holiday, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we, it's different than an employee, because if an employee gets a paid holiday, it would have been replaced if you just choose not to do that, they're working that day. So we're gonna be paying them regardless.
That's what I was saying earlier.
That's
They're
what I'm
getting
trying to
paid
get
anyway.
at.
It's-
If there's no impact to the employee, the only impact is productivity.
So it's a done deal that we're making this a paid holiday, the 26th of December.
No,
This would be just.
no, what he's saying is if they don't take off, they're getting paid. The only thing missing is the productivity,
That's right. I mean, that's what you would be sacrificing. would be
is what's
I'm
gonna
just saying
get.
it's not a
Friday after
holiday.
Christmas, there's not gonna be any productivity in it.
I-
Not because they're gonna be.
I was
But
saying-
there's gonna be
taking
people
that.
getting paid.
I said, Tim and Ralph, could y'all get here like around 5:30? Would that be inconvenient for a special call meeting on Monday?
AM?
5:30 PM, on
No.
the way home from work.
I mean, AM's better for me, cause I'll drive right by here.
AM though, he's gotta dodge the stoplight out there on Coker.
Oh, I'm not dodging nothing.
I would suggest that you
Not dodging it, you're going through it.
employees
That's
do
okay.
it if they want off with whatever means is available. But I don't wanna be the Grinch. But
I'll be the Grinch.
I can come flip
I have
the
no
bread
problem.
and nobody can work.
Yeah.
Billing
See, I try
inspection.
that at our place too.
we could declare an emergency.
Okay, so
Calling a bomb
are
threat.
you inclined, even, we have a meeting on the books for Monday night for whoever, study session. But we've talked about not doing that and letting you guys have your week, you know.
Mayor, would you like to call a special meeting for Monday?
Well,
night?
I'm getting ready to,
Mayor or three councilmen?
I mean, 3 councilmen can do the same.
Anyway, cause the one you have on the books now is a
No, I know,
Right.
right.
So you would still have to.
Have to, yeah. So I think the majority of, I think this council have a desire not to meet Monday for budget study session.
I'd like for those guys to be comfortable and you to be comfortable. I don't wanna rush that, the budget side.
No,
But I don't mind meeting to hash out this chaos.
you're good on the no Monday. He's the one that
Yeah,
suggested. it.
right.
So either I will, or if you, I'll just do it. I'm calling a special call meeting Monday night at 5:30?
I was wondering if they could get here by 5:30 or, you know, I'm
Yeah, I can
I'm
be here
here
by
at 5:30.
5:30?
I like 5:30 too.
Try.
What are we eating?
Yeah.
Leftover pizza.
Hey, it's not bad.
We don't do food on the meetings.
special.
What time?
That'd be fine, 4
5:30?
days.
5:30?
5:30 Monday night,
Sounds good.
and one item will be discussion of
I
Friday
need,
being
we
a
need,
paid holiday.
and what needs to be discussed also, I mean, obviously if your president and our governor says then I mean, we'll have to, I guess, whatever, but that's Kwanzaa's on that day, look at there. But,
Let's pay him for Kwanzaa.
oh, man.
Well, listen, I got what I got from Facebook, okay?
So that means it's true.
Well, I'm just saying, you never know, but
Well, Ralph already verified.
I think
The state has.
the state
This is the
has
first I've
definitely-
heard of trying.
the state definitely has. Hunter, can you verify the president's?
That it's a paid holiday for the state employees? That's what
Yes.
Sarah said?
So then why we voting for it?
By,
This year.
by the governor.
It's
this-
not an every year deal.
this
Just
year.
because of the way the calendar fell, she's given.
Well, the
employees
4th of
that.
July falls randomly too, but they don't get the 5th paid. That's
This-
what's blowing my, that's
This
what I'm
is
saying.
this is the
birthday of
Christmas
Jesus.
spirit.
I don't,
Christmas
You
spirit.
should, you should read her proclamation. It's pretty.
whatever she says, I love.
No sarcasm.
I love her.
He called, what'd you call her a while ago?
My baby girl. I love Sarah Huckabee.
I'm waiting
But-
I'm waiting on Hunter's.
I'm waiting on the Capitol for a day.
Declared the office is closed. She doesn't declare it a holiday, she just declares the
Office is
to be
closed.
Okay.
observance of Christmas.
We're gonna close the city.
But the pay is all, I just care about money. That's our job. I don't care if the office is ever open.
The president did sign an executive order giving 2 days, giving additional 2 days off.
Additional 2 days.
There we go.
Well-
Days off is a lot different than paid.
25th and 26th, I think they only, everything got the 25th based off of this.
Here comes Tom. Here comes the Grinch.
They don't, it doesn't refer to pay or nothing.
Proclamation was at the mayor.
Well,
Yeah, that's the
I
proclamation.
love all the whereas's, but are she saying she's paying her employees on that day?
Well, this is just a proclamation, it doesn't say.
Yeah, so if we just.
That's the only debate here. We don't care if you're
She wasn't
closed.
gonna pay the employees. I mean,
Bull butter.
I don't think she would.
No, there's no way she's paying all them state employees.
Sure
That's a
she is,
lot of
because-
money.
Because it's like
So-
Ralph said,
Yeah,
what's
so the
gonna get
direction-
done on Friday?
Yeah, so the direction that we got when we code our time is that we put holiday, and so we're getting paid holiday pay then.
You guys are.
There's another article and it says, in past years, state workers would usually be required to work or use vacation hours to take off the days after Christmas. However, this year, the governor is giving employees Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and the day after Christmas off. And that implies that they're being paid.
Yeah, I mean, that's the direction we got from our human resources that we coded as holiday, which means we're getting paid holiday.
Well, I know a bunch of people that are going,
45.
So basically, we need to do the same thing.
Yeah, and I'm wondering how that's gonna work, we'll have to do a special run.
Do it on a payroll, whatever time the day is in.
What's the auditor gonna say?
Would that normally be next year's paycheck?
As long as we pay it out in this year. So if we got it on Monday, we pay it
That'd be a
out.
state bid.
As long as we paid the payroll in this year, we can do an off payroll run for.
I think we just follow suit.
The weird part
Yeah.
is that day.
That's what I'm saying, just follow suit.
We can't just vote right now.
No, 'cause it's not on the agenda.
it has to be media and all that junk here.
If we started at the beginning, we'd have 2 hour notice. If we started at the very beginning, at the meeting, saying we're gonna have a special call meeting at the end of this.
Hell, Lord. If it benefits him, he'll, sure.
Oh, did you see where he's wanting to do away with all franchise taxes?
Chief, Chief, what'd you say?
Oh, gosh, anything for a vote.
It's already there, I think, within our overtime budget. It might be,
With the PD?
it'll be close, but I mean, really, it's not gonna affect the overall budget.
For you guys?
We just want council approval that you give it to us.
If that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay,
Rest of the employees, it's not a problem.
5:30 on Monday.
5:30 Monday.
Tom, what day did we reschedule the other budget?
January the sixth.
I won't be here January
It's an
sixth.
epiphany,
Epiphany.
Where you gonna be?
Epiphany? How do you spell that?
January sixth. It's a piece of the epiphany,
Oh,
the Greek Orthodox Church.
come on.
Oh, that's election
Come
night.
on.
January 6th is election
Come on,
night.
Baptist.
Yeah, that's also election night.
January 6th is election night for
Early
the,
starting December 30th.
Yeah.
For
For the
Stacy
special election.
Smith's
Yeah.
election night.
All right, everybody know what we're doing or gonna do or thinking about doing?
I think it's just this once, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes, sir, or yes, ma'am, sorry.
Hey, before we go, while we're talking about budget, whatever happened to our cut of the Chaffee money that millions of dollars that was our inheritance?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that same question.
And what brought that up was our dispatch conglomerate Gestapo that came up, and the money they're supposed to be making is 1.6 million, whatever, and all that. And I got thinking, we had a Gestapo, that Chaffee reclamation place that
Can Beam come down here and,
we're supposed to have about 3 million in Forest Waiting. Because remember, we bought in early, us and
Yep.
county and Barling.
right,
Anyway, I just wondered.
So good question. I think, I think, from what I'm remembering, is that all that got, where'd he go?
I know, he just left.
Maybe he's gonna
He had
go
an
find it.
epiphany.
He had an epiphany. I think that got halted and nobody, I don't think it got finished because,
Well, they thought they developed all they could.
Yep.
And so they were gonna stop, and while they were trying to fire sale stuff, the guy that kept reselling everything and
yep,
taking it back and selling it for more, whoever that was, I can't remember who the guy, anyway.
yeah,
But we were trying to push that so we'd get our money before they spent it all.
Right.
Right, yeah.
I don't remember, but that may just be up in the clouds.
Yeah.
Well, we need to kinda know, because we could sure use that right now while we're
Would-
hemorrhaging money.
Would Bean still know
Steve
anything
Bean,
about that?
yeah.
Steve Bean,
Probably.
he's the one that started
Yeah.
it, come and talk to us.
Probably. Boy, it sure just went away. I
Yeah.
forgot about it.
Now, I thought the same thing when we was talking about that a while ago with the police department.
Anyway, I mean, if we need a motion, I'll make a motion to adjourn. I
Yeah,
always
let's do that.
Second,
I know.
no
But
matter.
we're making it official as we possibly can.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to leave on time, not like early, like Steve.
Like who?
Boogeyman lived in the back corner of Deerwood.
Come in late, leave early.
Yes. Right.
Give me garage door. Give me garage door. Open order.
And they're tearing up, never seen this
Well, told me your brother-in-law's been
That's the
fighting
case
with
of-
DOA.